Now, the appointment of Daniel Bwala as one of the 4 spokesmen of President Tinubu, or what one angry Tinubu supporter called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, is continuing to send shockwaves and tremors rippling across the ranks of the president's ruling APC party. Many who supported Mr. Tinubu and helped him win the 2023 presidential election are calling it an inexcusable act of profound betrayal of the president's cohort, with many supporters seeing it as a violation of their confidence and a failure on the president's part to keep a promise and honor a principle. But they say it goes beyond the betrayal of just the president's allies and warriors and has the potential to unfold on the national political stage and to compromise the president. And arguably, no one has felt greater anger or hurt than the lawyer Jesutega Onopasa, who was a member of the APC Publicity Committee and was also a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council that worked to get President Tinubu elected. For him, it cuts extremely deep. Take a listen to this video of Mr. Onopasa reacting to Mr. Bwala's appointment, a video that's gone viral.
My dear President, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, my very dear President, I am so angry with you. How could you make such an appointment? Of who? Daniel Bwala, who insulted all of us, called you a drug dealer, a drug baron. You stab all of us in the back. You disgrace us, you humiliate us by appointing someone who insulted all of us during the campaign. I mean, what is going on, Excellency? What happened to you? You will attack Yaya Bello. You will attack Rufai. You will abandon Fani Kayode. We supported you. Then the people who fought us, I don't need any appointment from you. My Lord Jesus, it takes care of me. Anytime, any day. That's the story of my life. I don't need anything from you. But this is such a shame that you will stab all of us in the back like this and bring some funny character, a serpentine character. You never know where he stands. You give him an appointment on what basis? We are the ones that put you in power.
And that is, of course, the lawyer and former member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Jesutega Onopasa, and he joins me now in the studio. Good to see you, Jesutega.
Thanks for having me, Charles.
This sounds like a black eye for the supporters of President Tinubu, like yourself.
It is.
The question is, how much of a black eye is it?
It is. It is a serious black eye. Dear and beloved President stabbed all of us, his staunch supporters in the back with this absolutely ridiculous, meaningless, and just inexplicable appointment.
So what do you think brought on this appointment?
I don't know.
That you see as an act of betrayal?
Some of his, it has totally riled our party. Some apologies. You know, I'm a Tinubu supporter. I'm not a sycophant. Those who apologize for everything, who apologies for everything, they say it's strategy. I think it's stupidity. You know, it makes people who walked. You know, we won this election, the last election, with the lowest margin since 1999. Every other president has won by more than 50% of the vote, Charles. We won with less than 40% of the votes. So for me, well, as a Catholic, I believe it's just the will of God.
But that may be the reason why he wants to form a broader base.
Yes, a broader base by stabbing his supporters in the back and bringing in people who insulted. How do you call a president of a country a drug dealer? I mean, Daniel Bwala is a lawyer. He has no evidence, not a shred of evidence, that our president is a drug dealer. He called him a drug baron. Then how does a president now appoint such a person? We were the ones defending him. Then this person who called our president, collective president, that's the president God gave us, called him a drug dealer. You make him your spokesman. Then Bayo Ononuga tries to rationalize. It's just ridiculous, Charles.
I mean, what is your main gripe? Is it that Mr. Bwala's appointment is bad for the president's image and his PR, or is it that the jobs are being taken away from Mr. Tinubu's supporters who campaigned for him, like yourself, and being given to people like Mr. Bwala who campaigned against him, or is it both?
First of all, not all of us want appointment. Not all of us need appointment.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what your gripe is. Right.
It's just the insult that our president seems to take us for granted. He does not feed us. I've never gone to Tinubu's house to sit and start waiting for him to give me anything. Never. There are those who do that. Not all of us do that. Some of us just love, and for me, in fact, I even like the president as if he's a family member. I don't know why, and that is why it's really, really hot that my president just behaved as if he can stab anyone in the back, disgrace anyone, humiliate anyone. I mean, I don't trust him anymore. I'm sorry. I don't.
Right. What I'm wondering is whether this response from you is a full-scale reprisal, because, I mean, if it was, you'd probably renounce your support for the president.
No, I still support my president.
You said you don't trust him anymore. That's a form of renunciation.
Yes, but he's still my president.
But if it was a full-scale sort of reprisal, you would probably also resign from the APC.
No, I won't.
So this is more of a calibrated response.
Yes, but our party is our party. I can't remember the name. My president, right or wrong, that's not my philosophy. But I still support my president. It's just that it's clearly, totally misguided, and it's just doing things that he thinks. Things will help him in 2027, and I was on you're not a politician, so you won't be members of such platforms. Somebody said that it is strategy, and I said no, stupidity. Bwala helped Atiku Abubakar to fail in 2003, and he will help Asiwaju Bola Tinubu to fail in 2027.
Is that a prediction from you then?
Of course, unless he has to. We can't tolerate this. You see,
you say you can't tolerate it. Clearly, this particular appointment has gone down like a sort of lead balloon for you. I mean,
for all of us in our party.
But you're clearly not happy about it. Do you intend to fight it, or is this the extent of your protest?
Not at all. No, we can't tolerate it. You see, Asiwaju has to respect. Well, we are politicians. We are Nigerians. We are citizens. We have rights. Now.
Yeah, but the president has a right to appoint whoever he wants to.
Who cares? We also have a right to hire and fire a president.
So you're going to work against him then in 2027?
No. He has to rescind this appointment.
Well, how would you hire and fire him if you're not working against him?
Well, let that time come. I support my president, but he just has to respect all of us in this party.
What about the appointment of other non-APC people, like, for instance, Bianca Ono, who's now a Minister of State of
There's
Foreign
nothing
Affairs?
wrong with
I
Bianca.
mean, she's from an opposition party, but that doesn't get your goat.
No, it does not, because Bianca never insulted us, never disrespected us.
Right.
Bianca is the wife of our dearly parted brother Odumegu Ojukwu. In fact, Bianca's appointment was, I would say, is the strategic one. You know, it's a, you see, the way we form this.
So that makes more sense to you,
by far,
as a strategy.
Yes,
right?
Because no, it's not strategy. It's to unify the country. If you look at this, our government, it's really freaky. And many of us have not, just maybe because of our love for Shiwaju, we've not been complaining about it. I mean, where are the Niger Deltans in the government? Where are the Igbos in the government? Where are the Hausa Fulanis in the government? We won, even in Yorubaland, we won in Ekiti, we won in Ondo, we won in Ogo. Where are those people? You form a government of Lagos and Osun, where you lost? I mean, what an insult.
At Bob Evans, we're so committed to making delicious, buttery, real mashed potatoes, we've started speaking in That means you better believe it. Real milk and fresh potatoes for a mash made in dinner heaven. That.
So what is your, I mean, let me just clarify what your position is now in terms of your support for President Tinubu. I'm not talking about on a personal,
I support
politically.
I support my president, but I'm very, very, very angry with him.
Right. So beyond this move of appointing Mr. Bwala being badly thought, I mean, it's not just Mr. Bwala, because you're mentioning a lot of other things.
He has to sack Bwala.
Yeah, but what about the other things you talked about? You talked about the other appointments that have not been made, and that it's essentially a government of Lagos and Osun State.
Well, that is up to him. If he feels that he has, my president feels he has conquered everyone, conquered everywhere, well, we shall see what will happen in 2027.
What about his policies? I mean, I know you're a big advocate of trying to make the situation of the poor in Nigeria better.
Of course.
Are you seeing that in his policies?
Not at all. Not at all. That's even, it's the strange part. What, you know, Asiwaju is actually, in fact, Asiwaju is confusing us. Asiwaju is someone that, if you are around him, you can't be, he hates somebody being hungry. He's a nice guy. He hates someone being hungry around him. So it's so strange that he seems to be comfortable with hunger.
When you say hate, so you mean that he tries to alleviate that person's
he does.
hunger?
Yes,
right, okay.
He does that. He takes care of people. That's why I love him. Now, he does not take care of me. I take care of myself. God takes care of me. Asiwaju has never given me one kobo. I don't owe him anything. He's the one that owes me something. Now, then we now form a government and prices keep increasing. Our citizens hardly have food to, can hardly afford food. Okay, what was our plan? We massively produce food for Nigerians. And the whole idea is this. If, for instance, if we can't reduce fuel prices, let us reduce food prices. Let our citizens just be able to eat. I was talking, Charles, to a professor of psychology, and I asked him a question. This is something that has never happened to me. What would a man feel if in the morning he wakes up and he can't feed his children? And he said the man will feel
worthless.
That is it. You just got it. And that's how many of our citizens are feeling, Charles. And then we buy cars, 250 million naira. We wear wristwatches, 200 million naira. We can't take tractors to villages. They called us Agbadorians during the election. And Okay, you call us Agbadorians, you will eat the Agbado. When you eat the Agbado, are you not an Agbadorian with us? No plan, nothing. Nothing. I don't know those two guys he put in Ministry of Agriculture. I don't know. They have no plan to feed anybody, perhaps other than themselves. In fact, it's a disgrace, and I'm not sorry to say.
So, just returning to the issue of Daniel Bwala, do you think there could be political ramifications for the president that it's likely to cause more serious political ripples going forward, or you think it's just going to play out?
No, it won't play out. This one, Achiwaju has gone too far. He has insulted us enough. Seriously, it's really insulted. I'm still a Baptist. I don't know why I love him. He has insulted us too far. This one will not play out.
So beyond being sort of badly thought out as an appointment, from your point of view, this sounds like a threat to you.
Not at all. Ooh, Bala, can Bala even look me in the face? It's not an issue to me. It is an insult to all our party supporters. You see this election, let's take our supporters in the East. They became endangered species during the election. They still supported us. They still supported Achiwaju. What has Achiwaju done for them? How do you run a government like that? What has Achiwaju done for Niger Deltans? What has it done for Hausa Fulani? They voted for us. What has it done for the Middle Belt? Nothing.
So if he gave you an appointment now,
I will reject it. I don't trust him anymore.
Right. So
I just support him. I just love him, but I don't trust him anymore.
But the point you're making,
Achiwaju gives us his core party supporters the impression that he can stab anybody in the back, he can disgrace anybody, he can humiliate anybody, he can discard anybody. That's and you know the funny thing about trust. You see, if I don't trust you, Charles, it's either I run away from you or I fight you. Now me, I'm Unopasa, I'm Urubo, I'm Ukbe, I'm in Niger Delta. I don't run away from anybody.
So you're going to fight him? I
don't run away, even from God. I run to God. I will run to my God. Now, I don't run away from anybody. It's that fight and flight conundrum. Me, I fight. And Achiwaju has pushed us to the wall to the extent that it's good. And what is he does not even realize, I don't know who the hell is talking to him. People are regrouping. He does not even realize that. People are angry. What crap?
So, I mean, would it be fair to say, listening to you now, that there are a lot of people within the APC and Tinubu support groups who are very unhappy with the way these appointments are going on against people?
Yeah, but apart from the appointments, let's not be thinking of that. You see, the narrative should not be like...
Right, so beyond the appointment.
Yes, it's also, yes.
Right.
We have to feed our citizens.
Right.
We have to feed our citizens. They are hungry.
And it doesn't matter whether you're APC or PDP or from the southeast or southwest or whatever. People are hungry. Are feeling pain.
Serious pain. And Achiwaju seems to have been dislocated, disconnected from reality. Then he insults us with the appointment of this character.
And that's the last straw, basically, for you.
That was just totally unforgivable.
Well, I mean, you're still a politician, so let me get your reaction to some of the news that we've had coming in. We're hearing, and I don't know whether you'd see that as a credit to the president in his attempts to fight against insecurity, but we're hearing that Simon Ekpa, one of the leaders of the separatist group IPOB, has been arrested in Finland on suspicion of publicly inciting people in Nigeria to commit crimes with terrorist intent.
In the case of Simon Ekpa,
I wonder what your reaction is to
in the case of Simon Ekpa, his arrest is overdue. In fact, I had even well, this is classified, and actually even encouraged that he should be shot because he was killing his fellow.
You can't shoot someone without trying. Then you're a lawyer.
No, you can't. You can't. If
yeah, person, well, you'd be liable enemy, if you did.
No, if the person is an enemy combatant, is liable to be shot. I know the law.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is that you're advocating for him to be shot.
No.
But you have to have
incontrovertible
evidence. He's alleged to have done things.
Yes, no problem. But this is just intelligence stuff. It's just a crazy, poorly educated young man. If that's in that case, I am in full support of his arrest.
And the other story that emerged from the National Assembly, the rejection of a bill introduced by, I think it's in the House of Reps, by Ikenga Ogochinyere, which proposed a single 6-year term for the president and for all elections to take place on the same day. That bill has apparently been rejected. Your reaction
I support the rejection of the bill.
Why?
You see, if it's like why Achiwaju's first term now is giving us problems. In his first term, he has shown us that he doesn't take us seriously. So is it in his second term that he will take us seriously? We are not going to support him. If he does not need us after that second term, why should we take him seriously? There is a reason why there is a first term and a second term. You proved yourself, So I think my dear brother, Honorable Goshire, there's no need for that. We can have four terms. It's okay.
Okay. Well, on that note, I want to thank you very much indeed. It's really brilliant having you in here again and talking with you. Jesutega Onopasa is a lawyer and former member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, my brother.
That's it for this edition of Arise.
Joining us now is Ojinika Ojiope, with stories trending around the world. And it is Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
My favorite day of the week. Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? Fantastic. Good morning. How are you this morning? Bimbai Mutiri.
You're trying to decide whether to say our Nigeria.
I don't know. Some people say I should stop calling you Nigeria. I don't
mind anybody.
Thank you. Please tell them. Tell them. Good morning. Rufi on fire. How are you? Good. You know we love you here in Nigeria. Yeah. Dr. Bati, you were trending yesterday. And I'll tell you why. In the meantime, well, good morning to you, viewers.
Some ignorant people.
You can address that.
A lot of ignorant people who say things they don't understand.
You can address that if you wish. Well, let's begin what's trending. With reactions trailing the arrest of self-proclaimed Prime Minister of Biafra Republic, Simon Ekpa, who was arrested on Thursday by authorities in Finland. Ekpa was arrested with 4 others on suspicion of inciting crimes with terrorist intent through separatist propaganda on social media. The Finnish authorities say that Ekpa used his platform to advocate for violence in southeastern Nigeria with his online rhetoric, fueling attacks on civilians and government forces, and also financing of terrorist activities with investigations tracing back to August 2021. And you've been by Rufai, Dr. Abati. I wasn't here when you guys spoke with your guest this morning, but allegedly, Simon Ekpa has denied being the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic in court. I believe that he had described himself as an ordinary member of IPOB, which is quite strange because, Vimba, you know that we have seen Simon Ekpa in a lot of his videos, claiming to be, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic. So, I think that he did say in court that, he denied that he is the head. He's just an IPOB member. But let me take some reactions. This has, generated some reactions. This person wrote, Simon Ekpa in court. Prosecuting counsel, you are the Biafran Prime Minister? Simon Ekpa says, no, my lord, I am not. Prosecuting counsel says, what are you then? Simon Ekpa says, I am a content creator Prosecuting counsel says, do you have any proof? Well, here's proof. Simon Ekpa. Let's play up that video. All right, this was just cruise yesterday. I laughed so hard when I saw that tweet. And those videos circulating, how come you are no longer the head of, IPOB at this moment? But also, let me take another reaction. This is from Brother Bernard, who wrote, Simon Ekpa's sit-at-home has begun. Only that this time, he's not sitting at home, but in prison. He spends the next few years feeling what Ndigbo felt every Monday. For every day he did sit at home, he'd spend a week of it in jail. Karma is real. All right, we know that the Nigerian military has called for the extradition of Simon Ekpa. His arrest was hailed through its Director of Media Defense Operation, Major General Edward Buba, who welcomed the international cooperation in the fight against terrorism, saying that the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, had long called for Ekpa's arrest due to his role in fueling terrorism in the Southeast.
We have repeatedly complained about the issue of Simon Ekpa. He is in Finland. The Finnish government are giving him all the support, and he's doing what he's doing. Comments he's making, people are being killed, and nothing is being done. And this is democracy. If the European Union is the one supporting democracy, and this is happening and they're not taking action, then they don't mean well for Nigeria. We have said that in clear terms. We need to diplomatically find means of getting him out of whatever it is that he's doing. He must be arrested, he must be prosecuted. Look at it from the other way. Assuming he is in Nigeria and he's doing that to the Finnish government, you think the European Union will allow that happen? They definitely will not. So why are they allowing him to do what he's doing? And people like him that are doing such things.
All right, Dr. Batty, possibility of an extradition.
Okay, we had two guests earlier on before you joined us, Vincent Yekwelu and also Ezeala. And Ezeala, who is a lawyer, pointed out that there is no bilateral extradition between Nigeria and Finland. And to that extent, it may be difficult to pursue the extradition. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff has expressed his opinion, and I think it's a valid opinion. But it's also a matter that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs should take an interest in, and also specifically the Attorney General of the Federation. For what reason? For the reason that Nigeria has full rights to defend, protect its sovereignty, and to find every means possible to use diplomatic channels to make sure that somebody does not hide in Finland to destabilize Nigeria. Number two is that the Finland Department of National Investigation said that what they are dealing with is terrorism with an intent to commit crime and also financing of terrorism. Now, that in itself is an international crime, and Finland also has a responsibility to deal with that. Number three is to say to everybody that, look, Simon Ekpa, whatever may have been his offense, must also be subjected to due process. In 2023, when he said people should not go out to vote in Nigeria, he was apprehended by the Finnish authorities, but he was again released. But I make the point that his rights should be respected because there are other issues involved about human rights, about international crime. As Onyekwelu, who was on this program earlier today, also pointed out. I make that point because I've seen a comment by our friend, Jesu Tega Onakpasa, who says Simon Ekpa should not just be extradited, he should be shot. And I'm surprised at that that a lawyer will recommend extrajudicial execution. But I guess Jesu Tega Onakpasa was speaking out of passion. Now, it is now left to the Finnish authorities who are accusing him of crimes of terrorism to prove that is guilty as charged, but is innocent until that is proven.
Yeah.
Because, he who alleges must prove. So they have to prove it. I don't know what kind of jurisprudential system that they use, but here, what they say is that if you allege, you prove it. At the end of the day, as to the details about whether it's an ordinary member of IPOB or a factional leader of IPOB or whatever, I don't want to get into those details. Those are not important. What is important is the sovereignty of Nigeria, the security of Nigeria, and the need for international cooperation in addressing issues of terrorism.
I love that. The need for international cooperation. Even here in Nigeria, we have been talking about what needs to be done in the southeast so that there will be, that sort of peace. There have been calls for, what they've said, Nnamdi Kanu should be released because of, peace in the southeast, whether or not it would happen, or what's your take on that?
So for me, a couple of things have to be understood. Number one, I concur with the fact that, yes, you need to follow the full path of the law. I mean, he has not been convicted yet. The process has just started. We're going to hear his own side. He's going to go through the legal process and the legalese. I understand the point of the Nigerian government trying to say he should be extradited. And you see, this is why we keep on talking about the fact that you need an ambassador on ground. We don't have an ambassador on ground in Finland. So even most of the work you think you'll be able to push as regards liaising with the Finnish authorities, I'm not sure that's going to be smooth sailing yet. You have some representative there, but it's not as having a substantive ambassador on ground. Secondly, I think my most important point is, whatever is done, I want peace in the Southeast.
That's the most important point.
And that's why I asked a question from the guest that was here, that will this bring about peace in the Southeast? Sovereignty and all of that at the discretion of the nation. I mean, we saw what ordinary Benin Republic even did to Nigeria in the case of Sunday Igboho here. So as regards talk about extradition, I think that's a long call. I think they were just celebrating. But the substantive part of the matter is the destruction of life and property.
That's the main point.
In the Southeast. And is it worth it? So please, anybody that is perpetrating that chaos should...
Yeah, but we have had a lot of stories here. We've taken a lot of stories here about that.
My point is the marginalization also of every part of this country. The Southeast and all of that. Because be it Simon Ekpa, or be it Nnamdi Kanu, be it Ralph Wazirike, they are just symptoms of this marginalization that date back to the 60s in this country. The lack of justice.
Right. All right.
And the things that happened then that we did not listen to.
Right.
The way politicians divided this country because of their own selfish benefits. Right. And that's what we should move away from.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to just touch more on the issues in the Southeast. Yesterday, Dr. Abati, we took this story and there was a flurry of reactions about whether or not the Igbo people sell land to outsiders. I don't know if you would like to address that, because there were a lot of, people from the Southeast saying that it is not true.
No, I have no further comments on that subject.
Okay.
I was very clear yesterday. I was very specific. I made my point. I provided the context in which I was speaking. If people are hearing, that is their problem.
Well, one of the comments is that you cannot paint a whole tribe with one brush. And they have debunked
Replay the tape again. Replay the tape.
No,
I was specific about what I said. I provided context.
Right.
Nobody should tell me any nonsense.
Well,
if people have a different opinion, they are entitled. No, that's no nonsense duty.
I think it's our duty.
If people have a different opinion, they have anthropological evidence to support it. They should say so.
Well,
it's not for me to reverse myself.
No. I was just saying to clarify.
Except you are expressing your own opinion.
No.
And then I will come after you and say you are
a flurry of reactions.
Yes.
And I have to present
that
it.
Comes with the job. That comes with the job.
It is my duty.
It's a free country.
It is my duty to present the reactions of the Nigerian people.
And not to come and challenge me.
Absolutely not. I asked you if you would like to comment. I asked if you would like to comment.
I've told you.
Well, the conversation is that a whole tribe cannot be painted with one man's experience. We'll take another story. In another development, Defense Headquarters on Thursday dismissed as laughable allegations made by the Chief Executive Officer of Tantita Security Services, Nigeria Limited, Tom Polo, who accused the Nigerian Navy of aiding oil theft, speaking on Monday night while receiving the national leadership of the Nigerian Bar Association in Delta State. Tom Polo cited an instance when the Navy shot at officials of his security firm after intercepting a vessel laden with crude oil in Rivers State.
Some few days back, people intercepted a vessel in Port Harcourt where Nigerian Navy was shooting at Tantita security people with DSS and the civil defense. So we want to employ and beg that you have a duty to play in this present condition now. Because once we do reasonable arrests, what I want to appeal is that you need to help us. If somebody is coming to load a vessel of 5,000 metric tons, you will see this community here now. Nobody will have vessel. The vessel will come from other Lagos or maybe our other neighboring countries or Abuja. But the man here will now do a water boy or a canoe boy. At the end, that is the one that they will arrest or prosecute.
Well, this is a huge story, Vimbai. We know that the Nigerian Navy has denied allegations that its men shot at officials of the Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited in Rivers State. In a telephone chat with the Director, Naval Information Abuja, Comrade Adams Aliyu told Arise News correspondent Ovieteme George that a statement by the chairman of Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited was false. I don't know your thoughts on this. I mean, talking about whether or not, these people are in cahoot. It's been a long, long drawn story. But for Tom Polo to come out to say, yes, he is witness to this sort of allegation is quite grave.
This isn't, I believe this isn't the first time we've heard about, disagreement between the pipeline surveillance security operators and the Navy. And I don't think it's the last time. Mm-hmm. We know that the situation it's very uneasy. Because everybody, it's almost like a turf war, where these contracts, these huge contracts, by the way, have been accorded for pipeline surveillance, and the Navy feel very much that that's their terrain and they can fully handle. Last week we were discussing the proposal of the Coast Guard bill and so forth, which the Navy again is also saying that the Navy is fully capable of patrolling and protecting all of these assets, and almost feels like their territory is being infringed upon. Now, when these allegations come, sometimes you see the videos and whatever. Only God knows what really happens in the creeks, because the creeks are just a different ball game on their own. It's not even something I want to put my mouth in, because nobody really fully understands what's going on there. Because you've got a lot of guys who, legacy of the amnesty and so forth, a lot of guys who have a lot of power, a lot of influence, a lot of money operating there. And then you have the Navy as well, who's feeling threatened by that. So did it happen? Didn't it happen? The honest truth is we'll never know. Of course, we have to take the stance of the Navy in this case and say, well, the Navy is saying that no such thing happened. But I just wish that at the end of the day, we're here trying to plan for, is it over 2 million barrels of oil per day? And then you hear about these types of skirmishes. It makes the prospect of 2 million barrels per oil very pessimistic. If you speak to some of these, and I know some of the guys who have these pipeline surveillance contracts, they'll tell you that Nigeria is doing about 2 million barrels. It's just that the rest of it is being siphoned out and is going into.
I thought it was important to highlight this story because, those that are trying to sabotage Nigeria, be it, the security agencies or, Tom Polo or whoever, this investigation needs to happen. And those perpetrators need to be brought to book. We'll take another story. Nigerian Senate on Thursday approved President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 1.77 trillion naira loan request to help finance the country's 9.7 trillion naira budget deficit for 2024. The loan is set to be part of a fresh external borrowing plan, as outlined in the 2024 Appropriation Act. The approval has since sparked mixed reactions, with some expressing concerns about Nigeria's growing debt, including Senator representing Borno South, Ali Ndume, who on Thursday urged his colleagues in the Senate to advise President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the dangers of borrowing with securing the country. Let's take a look.
And let's be blunt about it. Let's ask the government to do the right thing. And I'm sure that if we tell the president what to do, he will do it. He will do it. So let us stand up as Senate. We are just approving a borrowing about 2.2 billion to fund the budget. What budget if we are not secured? So, Mr. President, I'm sorry, I've taken much more time, but let us take this thing more serious.
All right, Rufai, there's been a lot of reactions towards this borrowing as well, and also some statements. But let me take Atiku Abubakar's tweet, who also reacted. He said that the recent report released by the World Bank showing Nigeria as the third most indebted country to the International Development Association is very concerning. Nigeria is sinking further into debt, and the National Assembly has become an accomplice once more. In July this year, Tinubu boasted that the FIRS and customs under his watch had collected all-time high revenues to finance the budget. Why are we still borrowing? There's something that they are not telling Nigerians, even as they are being crushed by a combination of their failed trial and error policies and loan rackets. These Tinubu's loans are bone-crushing to Nigerians and bringing insufferable pressure on the economy, especially when they are not properly negotiated and utilized. It is time to apply more caution and arithmetic to the loan frenzy. I think Atiku Abubakar's tweet there is quite apt.
And Atiku spoke very well.
Very, very well this time.
Wait, Oji.
I
Wait. Hang on a minute. Everybody, hang on a minute.
Go ahead.
Maybe President Tinubu says an accountant. Why has he not been able to fix the Madaru in the Nigerians' finance and accounting?
Madaru?
Yes. Because you see, we're taking a lot of debt. So our debt now, when he got it, was about 87 trillion. It's gone up to over 134 trillion. There's a deficit of 13 trillion. That's part of it they're taking this money for, to be able to show up the new budget. Plus, the ways and means on ground that he said we have cleared, which we have not cleared. The ways and means is about another 30 trillion. 30 trillion plus 134 trillion, that's about 160-something trillion. Plus all the other debts. We're inching close to 200 trillion. What size of our GDP? Debt to GDP ratio has already passed over 50%. I remember the time of Goodluck Jonathan. The conversation we're having then was debt to GDP ratio of about 26-27% was a problem. So we have outdone ourselves with debts. Oji, in all of this, if I'm seeing infrastructural development and I'm seeing what they do with the money, Oji, I'll be the first to come on here and praise President Tinubu. But what am I seeing? I tell you, budget padding. I'm seeing unscrupulous budgetary demands in schools around Oji River. Ningi was right. He didn't just have the data. When budgets did the analysis, they discovered that over 2 trillion was padded. Let's work with budget on this. And that's the way it is done. So my grouse is, a lot of this money is siphoned. You don't have fiscal discipline as regards the budget. Budget performance too is another topical issue. Then we have a lot of assets we can't afford. Tilewa Adebayo has advocated many times. You have a lot of JVs with the NNPC. Just sell off your assets. Because in the end, your own share of running those assets, you don't pay them. Secondly, you've not been able to do forensic studies into the NNPC and what goes on there. There's no clarity there. Like I was talking, I knew what I was saying when I was commenting the report there. There's a 10 billion NNPC is spent on charity. If they can spend 5 billion on that, at least we'll know they're title sponsors of the league. Because if StarTimes collected 1 billion, use 1 billion to be title sponsors of our league, NNPC spent 10 billion on some charity I don't know about. Right. So what do we now do? At first, we need budget integrity. That's why, please, I beg every Nigerian out there, once the line item of the next budget is released, please, I know it takes thousands of pages. Let's scrutinize line for line. We can't leave this work for budget alone to do. Secondly, it's the philosophy of what I call Sebo Timwelewa Ashapu. Spend according to what you have. At this point in time, because incurring deficits that we don't see, stop all these frivolous projects. I would have thought, and I repeat again, that 15 trillion should have been better spent on fixing most of the roads in the country rather than going to start a new coastal road. And those are the problems we have on ground. So Atiku was very apt. We need common sense. Again, I repeat, the president is an accountant.
All right. Dr. Bati, your thoughts? I know a lot of people have talked about whether or not Atiku should be commenting. Even Bode George recently
on the issue of the budget and borrowing, Atiku was complaining about borrowing. Now, I hope nobody will come forward and start abusing Atiku Abubakar and saying, oh, he should not have spoken. Because the key point that he made was that under the Obasanjo administration, there was even debt forgiveness. And he said a few years later, I don't know what he meant by few, because Obasanjo left government along with him in 2007, that Nigeria now finds itself in this difficult situation where it is now so heavily indebted. But whatever his position may be, and he's also saying the National Assembly is an accomplice in this borrowing spree. You also recall that Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party always says, look, we should focus on production rather than consumption. He says he's not opposed to borrowing, but that the borrowing should be used for production rather than consumption. So you can't shut up the opposition. Yeah. The opposition will always say something.
All right.
We're running a presidential system, but I don't think Atiku should be asked to shut up because he has expressed an opinion, because that's the default response from the government. And however, to balance it, Atiku Abubakar may say, don't borrow. National Assembly, you are an accomplice. You are giving us more opportunities to borrow. There are some people, some NGOs, one NGO that is called Center for Equality and Justice, you know, one Theodore, I think that's the name of the guy. He said, in fact, we should borrow more, that the borrowing will boost economic growth, and that the National Assembly should support the president. Right. So two views here. Atiku is a citizen, Mr. Theodore is a citizen. What we can say is a point that even if we borrow, if we have the wiggle room to borrow more, it should be for productivity, not consumption. Yeah. I think yesterday you brought that phrase from Mr. Peter Obi.
From Peter Obi, that Donye Okupe was saying that there was no actual document, and Rufai here deflated his tire, bringing out the actual document. But I asked you a question about Bode George. You know that he had made a statement saying that Atiku should not bother contest. I mean, he's a PDP chieftain. He's saying that Atiku will be 81 by the time he contests, and he should just forget about contesting in the 2027 election. Just your quick thoughts on that comment.
A quick comment. The PDP at the moment is facing trials. It's in crisis. The party has been disturbed since it lost the 2015 election. And the problem that the party has is finding a way forward. Now, Chief Olabode George is not just a chieftain of the party, he's a founding father of the party. And he's telling Waziri Adamawa that, look, at 81, you don't need to run for position. Join us in the position of elder statesman of the party. However, the prerogative is that of Waziri Adamawa Atiku Abubakar to decide whether at 81 he still wants to continue to chase something he has been chasing since 1993. It is also for the party to take a decision. But there are many members of the People's Democratic Party that Atiku's ambition is disturbing the party. They say they need young blood. They say they need some other options. But the party needs to put its house in order first. Well said. So Chief Olabode George may well be considered one of the persons offering advice in the party. There are persons who will also say that Chief Olabode George was a member of the G5 and he's a wicked man. Well, maybe he will not agree to that. That is a wicked supporter on the issues. He will say he's defending principles and that he may be accused of having brought the party to this sorry pass.
Politics. Rufai says he's never going to be a politician. Well, let's take another story.
Never say never.
Well, we'll never know.
He can't deal with it.
He can't deal with it. Don't worry
go
about
and be councillor or chairman.
Well, all right. We'll take another story.
No, I'm already serving my people.
He is actually. We'll take another story. Following the endorsement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son, Sheyi Tinubu, by the coalition of the Nigerian youth leaders as the next governor of Lagos State, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, on Thursday said that he does not lack the experience to contest the governorship race in the state. Obasa made a remark shortly after Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu presented the state's 2024 budget size of 3 trillion naira. Eliciting reactions.
To the blackmailers who have to embark on the mission to distort and redefine our mission, let me state it unequivocally here. Our intention is to promote our party on the platform of mandate. Also, becoming governor is secondary. It is something that I have not given a serious consideration. Nevertheless, that does not mean I am too young or lack experience to run, whereas those who have been before me are not better off. In addition, it is also important to correct the impression from Nigerians who have been insinuating that I made payment to seek for blood relation in Ojo to validate my candidacy to run as governor. Of course, I've never denied the fact that I am Obasa, but rather I've never claimed to be related to Odikoyi, Oniru, or any popular Lagos family, as the case may be. I can indeed never run from the fact that I'm related to my Obasa family in Ojo, but I do not need local validity to contest or run. If I am contesting, I will do so from Agege.
All right, Rufio on fire, please, your comment on this.
You see, my grouse is just this. You see, we have, of course, already said this. 2025 is around the corner. Politicking has started full throttle. But the truth is, he has a right to run for governor. He's been speaker for quite a while now. He too is pulling his weight. But the question will be, can he pull that weight against Omo Baba? And who you know, I call Omo Baba, Seyi Tinubu, His Excellency Seyi Tinubu.
Omo Baba. Is it Omo Baba Lowo? I know that's
Omo Baba Lowo. Omo Baba Elibi Lokan. Baba Lokan, Omo Lokan. You get?
Yes.
So can he go against that grain? That's going to be the biggest conversation here. Right. But he too is capable. I mean, the standards are so low in Nigeria. What do you need? You need just a very small pass in terms of your certificate and all of that. But the most important thing is, will the Babaitus of Lagos put him down? Because there's a man that speaks forth who will become the next governor in Lagos. It's called Babaitu.
All righty.
If he mentions your name today, Ojinika for next governor.
Correct.
You will be governor.
I don't know if I want to do
if
that.
He mentions your if Babaitu mentions your name, you are going to.
Our favorite Nigerian wife. Our favorite Nigerian wife. My final story, I would love for you to discuss this, but I know that Dr. Abati wants to comment on Obasa.
Okay, and I'll be very brief. Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa spoke, by the way, at the occasion of the presentation of the 3 trillion budget by the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. This is a budget that promotes tourism, that hopes to promote, economic issues, development in Lagos State. Value 3 trillion. Now, it was in response when he was speaking Obita, that he now said, well, some stories have been going around talking about him. One, they say he's interested in the position of governor. He says that's not a priority for him. That his priority is to develop their political group, mandate group, and that anybody talking about he doing long truths to become governor are just blackmailers. So to your point, Rufai was saying about the Omolokan project, I think he had a response for that.
All right.
2, he also said that some people have been saying he's trying to associate himself with some famous families, Onikoyi family. That is not true. That he's from Ojo area and is proud of his own heritage. Right. Finally, he made a point that he's as qualified, even better qualified than some people who have been governor in Lagos. Right. He didn't name those ones.
Okay.
He didn't name the ones that he's
all right.
He's better qualified.
We'll find out.
But those were the points.
Those were the points. We'll find out. I want our favorite Nigerian wife to speak. Well said, you both. All right, we'll take our final story in New York at the Sotheby's, where a banana that was duct taped to a wall sold for a whopping $6.2 million at auction on Wednesday. The avant-garde
Greetings. Happy Friday, everyone. Misty, thank you. I see you. Welcome, sis. Happy Friday to you. Seed of life. What you done a type since? Oh my goodness. Let me see. Seed on fire. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Why have they not released Nnamdi Kanu after all the court judgments which acquits him? Yep, that's right. I agree with you on that one. Ruben Abati. Yeah, I didn't like the way Ruben spoke to Oji. I am really disappointed. You know, the way Ruben reacted to Oji's comments, right? It speaks to the way the disrespect that the average Nigerian woman gets. Ruben lacked the self-control, right, to respond to the question she was asking. And by the way, I don't know, I didn't see that. I haven't seen that video. I don't know if it's still. I was looking for it on Arise because I wanted us to listen to it together and really figure where he was saying that Igbo people, whatever. You know, I hate when people make comments specifically about targeting a particular group. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me cringe. I don't like it. And I don't understand. It just goes to show that Nigerians, we lack a lot of empathy and there's no common sense, no social skills. You know, say this particular group of people every day, every single minute, everybody is looking for it. I don't understand. National news for that matter. I don't really know. I can't speak to exactly what he said. I don't know if there were his words. I was looking for it. Does anybody know? Maybe they scrubbed the content out of the Arise News thing because I'm looking for it. I can't find it for some reason. I can't find it. And they look for him. I don't see him. I don't know it they happen. I'm like, what is going on here? It doesn't make any sense. Why be saying Nigerians don't they use common sense talk? Everything at bra, they will just talk and put for ground. Yeah? It doesn't make any sense. I was looking for the video. Me, I don't know. You guys do not know anything about the video. You guys know, you should direct me because I won't play that video. I really did not like the way he reacted to Oji. Oji was very professional though. She tried. I don't know if I would have been able to hold myself when that outburst occurred. I don't know. And maybe I would have reacted. Right? And then I don't know, but Oji tried though, very self-controlled. But it really is Ruben Abata has presented a larger conversation around that. Is that how he talks to his wife at home? I mean, I don't understand. Let me see. I'm trying to find that video because it has become a subject of conversation now. Let me see if somebody else has done something on it. Let me see. It doesn't make any sense. Why he even make that comment? You know, if he did, I don't know. I didn't see the video again. I don't want to talk the one way past me. As in, I don't want to say any speak. Let me see. Wow. And I not date Twitter again, so I not really get access to some of these stories again. Nigeria matter. You know the end. I think I played one when somebody TikToker. Look at see whether I will hear something for you. Okay, hold on. Let me see. There's a particular video here that I'm finding. Guys, please do patience with me. Bemuna Novi. Is it the one where they were talking about Akpabio speaking about the resilience of let me see, maybe Naim, make I play him. Okay, maybe this is it. Let me bring it here. so that we can listen to it together. But it's so cringe for me, to be honest. I don't know how these people do it, especially national news. Why they always, it's always the, I don't lie, the thing they pain me, like saying me, they happen to. Yeah?
Joining us now is Ojinika Ojiokbe, with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinik.
Our favorite
She's here.
Nigerian is doing the drum roll.
This is your drum roll now.
You look so elegant. Goodness me. How are you this morning?
Fantastic. And yourself?
I'm doing excellently well.
This is wine, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
Glowing.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
We are missing Rufai today. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. As the family of the late Senator Ifeanyi Uba continues preparations for his funeral, slated for November 22nd in Anambra State, videos from the night of tributes held in the late senator's honor on Monday continue to make the rounds on social media. A video showing Senate President Godswill Akpabio delivering his tribute while hailing Igbo people for their resilience and industrious nature has sparked a debate online. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
The Senate passed the Southeast Development Commission, and this is something we feel should have been done immediately after the war. There should have been a special commission to take care of the destruction and the effects of the Civil War on the Igbo. A group of very mercantile people, hardworking people, who on their own, where would you think you would have taken money to do all you had done? Almost all the Igbo people that I know after the Civil War, the billionaires are all self-made. Whether in the aviation industry, you look at Ojema, whether you look at Chief Okonkwo, who just found out that he wasn't the only one who sponsored Governor Gige. Yeah. And that Ifeanyi Uba was also that the Igbos are very proud people. The Igbos are very mercantile. The Igbos are the only ethnic group in Nigeria that when they enter Kano State, they build houses in Kano State for themselves. They don't rent. They turn around the place. When they enter Lagos, they own almost 2 or 3 local governments and build houses and live there. There's no place they go to, they don't make impact. But other Nigerians will come to my state and rent houses and stay for 15 years and go back without building a structure. But the Igbos are not the same. They are not like that. Wherever they are. So Ifeanyi Uba represented the cream de la creme of the Igbo enterprise.
All right, Dr. Vati, let me take a reaction. This is from Mayor. He wrote, Senator Akpabio perfectly described the Igbos, but unfortunately, most of the things he said here have done us no good, especially building mansions and establishing businesses in other people's land, whereas such things aren't reciprocated in our land. Dr. Vati, you know the conversation and the debate out there. You know, people have even termed the Igbo people the Jews of Nigeria, and you know that for a fact. I mean, there are a lot of comments that have been on, you know, it's some of the comments have not been really fair because they're not really balanced, and I don't think I should bring some of those comments on television at this point. I'd like for you to discuss that, but you know, yesterday we took the story of Rochas Okorocha, where he talked about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, where he appealed to the Senate president to, you know, talk to the federal government to find some sort of resolution for the Senate, and that will be the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But Akpabio had a response. I think that he talked about his wife as well. Let's take a look at that video of Akpabio responding to Rochas Okorocha.
One of you, I don't take the threat lightly. Somebody said, if I don't, is it Rochas, my people, that said, if I don't take the message to the federal government to do 1 or 2 things, that it will come for my wife. I got scared. Because I know I'm standing here, all the strength I have is because of the prayers of my wife. I don't know. So I want to plead with Rochas I will come to your house personally to inform you after I've delivered the message to the federal government. So please don't contemplate withdrawing your daughter from my house. I don't know what I would have done.
If you've ever dreamed of owning an apartment complex and you live near one of these cities, then you've got to see the same ad that I saw.
Another comic relief there, Dr. Abati. You said, yesterday was not in good taste or somewhat to have that sort of comic relief at an event like that. But, people do that, and it sometimes helps the people that are grieving. But meanwhile, Senator representing Borno South, Ali Ndume, has asked the upper legislative chamber to support Uchenna, the wife of the late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, to succeed him in the Senate to preserve his legacy and aspirations. Ndume spoke during a valedictory session held on Tuesday in the Senate to honor the late Ifeanyi Ubah.
Finally, my appeal, Mr. President, to you and my distinguished colleagues. His wife, fortunately, is 50 years or so a wonderful wife. Let us support the family and have the spirit representative of Ifeanyi here in the chamber when the election for the Anambra senatorial district that he represents comes up. Thank you very much. May his soul rest in peace.
All right. I think that the headline that went out yesterday confused a lot of people. But I think that it's in good faith that Ali Ndume is probably asking Uchenna to go out to contest. Because obviously, that, the Senate membership or the Senate seats is not transferable. You have to actually go out to contest. Dr. Abati.
Okay. All of these statements were made at the tribute session in honor of Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, representing Anambra South, on the occasion of his death. He died in July at 52 from surgery complications in the United Kingdom. Let me start with Senator Ali Ndume. Well, Senator Ali Ndume's attention should be drawn to Section 65 of the 1999 Constitution, which talks about qualification. And it's very clear in terms of how you qualify to be a member of the Senate. It's not something that you get by DNA. It's not something that is transferable. If we do not have a dynastic resolution in terms of who succeeds who. However, the fact that he drew attention to certain persons who have been in that Senate on the basis of the influence, of filial influence. He mentioned Senator Marjorie Okadibo, very beautiful one, Senator Marjorie Okadibo, if you know her. But she didn't go there because of beauty. But he cited that example. He cited Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, who became a senator, as it's because of the husband that he got there. He cited the example of Senator Iyabo Obasanjo and said, it's because she's the president's daughter. That's how she got it. Now, Senator Abdulaziz Yaradua is also said to have gotten there just to preserve the brother's legacy. I'm not sure that all the persons that have been mentioned will say that they got there because of family connections. They are likely to rebut and say that they got there because they have something to offer. After all, it's the constituencies that determine who should represent them. It should be the people of Anambra South who will determine who will represent them in the Senate, not to take a decision on the basis of filial connection, bedroom romanticism, or DNA connection. However, to go to the subject of the day, I think that Senator Godswill Akpabio made a more important point about how Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was a philanthropist, a good representative of his people, a true born Igbo son who did well on the national stage. Senator Akpabio underscore. And the point that he made also about the Igbos being very industrious, being major contributors to this economy, and why they deserve a Southeast Development Commission. I don't want to go to into the politics of commission in order to manage time. But he was very right about the Igbo people. Although he was saying Igbos came to Lagos. They have taken over 3 local government areas. Well, I don't know whether the Eleko of Eko, the Oba of Lagos, will be happy to hear that Igbos have now become homonyless in Lagos. I think that's more about the liberalism of the Yoruba race rather than the, the accommodating, conquering spirit of the Igbos. But the Igbos are industrious. He used the word mercantile, where I don't like the word mercantile. But he's right if he says that Igbos are entrepreneurial. And I end by what people say about Igbos. That if you enter a community, a village, you don't see an Igbo man there, please pack your things and go. It means that place is not conducive. However, let me give the flip side. Chief Tos Benson, T.O.S. Benson, former Minister of Information, now late, on one occasion at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, and I'm not making this up, he said it publicly. If anybody can contradict me, let them do so. He said something about Igbo people. He said he had an Igbo wife and had an Igbo daughter, that he wanted to buy land in Igbo land for his daughter, for his wife, to say, I'm getting old. Tos Benson is getting old. Let me build in this place for my wife. He said that his in-laws told him that they don't sell land.
If you've purchased a faulty car, you can get a massive payout like this and get your entire car loan paid off.
To outsiders. That is the irony of Nigeria about the politics of federation, of unity. The same Igbos who are so industrious that they are all over and they do well in other parts of Nigeria. You go as a non-Igbo man to go and buy a land. You will be told that you don't belong, even as an in-law. That's a way of an aside. But these are the issues, in my view.
Well, all right. We'll take another story then. 15-year-old Nnamdi Chidera from Enugu State.
There was no correlation between God. Omo, we get problem for Nigeria. Seriously, I know we won't like you now. What was shared was a praise of the Igbos that every Nigerian person is aware of. Even in my big village, do you understand? Everybody is everywhere you go, there are Igbo people. Just like there's some places that you will find people from diverse locations, from Niger Delta, from Edo. Somebody I met recently, I think the person is from Bayelsa State or where, and the person said, "Oh my God, the person is from where I come from. That person is a professor. Oh my God, brilliant man." Da, 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 da. You see, my whole point is this: the praise that was showered on our Igbo brothers and sisters, Abati did not need that story at all. He didn't need to say Pim. All he could have said, "Hey God, Nigeria, we're in trouble." He could have just said, "I completely agree with you. Igbo brothers and sisters are phenomenal." Finito. Why did he have to conjure? Why did he have to remember a story that was told? So that means that this is my own analysis. He thought about it. They saw that news, right? Before they came on TV. He went and he was looking for something that will counter what was said. Why didn't he just let it rest? They were praising these people. Leave it alone. Agree and move on. Why did he have to come up, dig that negative narrative, which is not true? If you have money, if you have money anywhere in Nigeria, at least you can buy land. Unless you're going for ancestral homes, a lot of people do not sell their ancestral land. My grandfather's house is still where it is. You cannot buy it. My grandmother's house is still there. You cannot buy it. My father's house is still there. My grandfather's house on both sides of my family is there. You cannot buy it. There are communities, there are tribes in Nigeria that you cannot buy. They will not sell you their ancestral land, even if they are hungry. We don't sell. There are people who don't do that. But say you're going to do business or you move to a place and you're looking for land, you will see land to buy. People will sell land for you, for crying out loud. I don't know why he had to make it about the Southeast. It doesn't make any sense. I know, for instance, in Lagos, there are people who sold off their ancestral land because they want to buy flashy car, or they have party, or they want to jackpot. A lot of people sold their family properties. Come on, let's not pretend like we don't know these stories. That was so unnecessary. Now I understand why I've been seeing videos of him up and down. People are talking. Why would they talk? What is wrong with us as Nigerians, for crying out loud? Why do you have to go and dig? Waiting consign the conversation where they get. Akpabio. So Akpabio marry Igbo man, Igbo woman. Eh? So Akpabio get Igbo woman for house. And you know, God. My Igbo sisters, I beg, una need to place demand on these people. Because it's madness. Some of these people have Igbo wives. It was completely unnecessary. That's what I see from this video. There was no need for him to even mention who is TOS Benson. Who gives a damn? Who is TO? If they don't buy maybe the family when meet, they're not going to sell their property. You move forward. At least even in the West where they sell in Lagos, some people are selling their own ancestral homes, right? Guess what? There are people who will not sell still. There are people who will say, no, this land is not for sale. And you move forward to those who want to sell land for you. Why does it have to be an issue? Why is it that there's no people don't have any social skills, no emotional maturity, for crying out loud? We lack a lot of emotional maturity. Jeez. And then the way he responded to Oji just shows that they lack respect for women in Nigeria. By now, they should be calling for Ruben Abati to step down from Arise News. That is uncalled for. You disgrace your a woman on national TV. The whole world is watching. You don't have any respect for her. You could not even hold yourself. So that means what you said it intentionally to poke. Somebody has a wound. You go and peel it back. What is wrong with us? Oh, God. I don't know why they make me watch this video. I cannot watch them. Because they always avoid videos when they always point fingers at Igbo people. I know they like them. It make me cringe. It just be like, say everybody wants to talk about this particular group of people intentionally. When we have a bigger problem, which tribe they enjoy for Nigeria, for crying out loud? Which tribe? Mr. Obibo is welcome. It's distasteful, honestly.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I say, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You just create unnecessary division. They didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to. That man could have just let it go. They are praising. That is their moment. Yes, you too say yes. Oh my God. Igbo people are very entrepreneurial. Definitely. I agree 100%. Do you have to show your hatred on national TV? If you can't control yourself, why did you have to stay there and respond? You could have excused yourself while that was being said. You could have excused yourself. We need to call for Ruben Abati to step down from Arise News. I'm sorry. We need people that will bring us together, not somebody that will further divide. How did he show bringing together? How did he show togetherness in that particular moment? How? He had the opportunity to bring everybody together as Nigerians. He didn't. Mr. Obibo, your background is noisy. Okay, let me
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit noisy. Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, it sounds better now.
Okay. You know, you see, I always say this right from beginning. You know me when we were on the other side. You know, Abati is a tribalist, and we all know that. He doesn't pretend about it, but we pretend we don't know about it. That's who he is. And you see, I keep saying this: the problem of Nigeria will never go away. You know, as long as we continue to treat it the way we treated it. You know, because when Abati said that yesterday, Oji has every opportunity. I tell you this, every opportunity to put him right. That he cannot paint the whole place with one brush, a whole tribe, with just one person's experience. You know, she she made she made that she made that mistake. Let me put it like, she made a mistake by not doing that, and that is what we are saying. If you see what is going on, we can.
Mr. Biboze, maybe you need to step down and then come back up. Your connection is pretty noisy and it's going in and out. Like right now, we can't even hear you at all. So, yeah, maybe you want to go down and then come back. Maybe to play it up from there. Yeah. If you can hear me, just rejoin again. I'm gonna take you out so you can rejoin. Yeah, thank you. You know, I don't think Oji made a mistake. Here's what happened. When you are not thinking evil, when you're not, your mind is clean, you're just doing your job. You are not thinking that someone will just rub it in your face like that. You know, it's not every time everyone has quick response to things that are being said to them. I know sometimes I have very delayed moments where somebody says something to me, I don't get it, and it turned out to be an insult, and well, if I have the opportunity, I'll correct the situation, but if not, I'll just keep moving, right? So I think that's the kind of situation that Oji found herself in. So based on that, I don't want to blame her. I don't want to blame her. Was she expecting this man to a grown ass man, a grandfather for that matter, if not a grandfather, to open his mouth in a moment of joy? You're celebrating another group within your country. Instead of you to be excited about it and say, yes, give it to the Igbo people. Oh my God, business-wise, they have it, man. They nailed it. Just say it, celebrate, and move forward. It won't be TOS Benson. Who cares? Do we even know the year that happened? What if that situation happened just after the war, where people were still, angry, people were still sad? What if that was when it happened and people were like, you know what, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to do our own thing. We're not going to. What if it happened? What if that's when he went to go and buy? And what if that's the kind of family that the family he will try to buy land from? They still carry that, annoyance from the Civil War. How about that? How can you use one person's experience to paint an entire group? It's in bad taste. It's not good, not get two names. Now, it's not good. Let's learn to call a spade a spade. It's very painful. It's very painful. They prepare me for body. We dey look for how we want to come together, how we can build at least some camaraderie. So we don't have to love each other and be licking each other's faces. But at least we can respect each other. We're trying, we're doing our best. But you have an old, what they say is the older people that are destroying things. You have an ancient man sitting up. Why is that man still there? Why has he not even retired? He has been in the papers for God knows how long. They should hire younger people that have a different way of thinking, that believe in coming together. Not somebody like Ruben. People should, honestly, if you're on Twitter, people should hashtag Ruben Abati should step down. That is divisive. Do you know how many people watch Arise Me? You know how many people? He didn't have to say anything. And then OG is called him out to say, you know what, that thing, all he could have said, let me tell you, he could have said, you know what, I'm really sorry. That's not what I meant. I was merely quoting what somebody said. I guess it was I guess it was not the right time to say it. People have a rethink and walk back what they said. This is the level of disrespect they have for the entire populace of Nigeria. This is it. When you have no respect for your citizens, this is what happens. This is what happens. They don't care to apologize. They don't care about your feelings. They're not even thinking about your feelings. And then this woman that that's her job, to present the show in the way she's presenting it, you shout on her on national TV. No, they must do something about Ruben Abati. In 2024, you don't even know how to respect women. In 2024, I wonder how he treats his wife, if that is how he responds to his own colleague in the office. So because he's junior to him, because she's subordinate to him, he come and say she be slave. Does it mean she's a slave? I don't care. Does it mean she's a slave to him? It's very annoying. We should really need to learn how to call these people out. If you are on Twitter, you need to be hashtagging Ruben Abati must step down. You can't disrespect women like that. People need to learn how to behave properly. Arise News reaches everywhere. I've seen different people come on Arise News from outside the country, all over the place. And you show this disrespect openly on national TV. Why won't people be upset? Why won't they call him out? He's saying, he said the context. Play the video again. Who are you? Who you be? You be God. Now you even if now you create the Arise News. Let's not go learn manners. Which kind? Nigeria not feel move forward. Though. I'm sorry, guys. Until we learn how to treat each other with respect, we go nowhere. You see, until the hurts have been healed. Look at how everybody was. I kept seeing videos. I kept wondering what is going on. What did Abati do? Me, I thought it was something else. I didn't even know. I knew it had to do with, but I was wondering what could it be? Because I didn't have time to listen to the video. How can we continue like this? How? I don't understand. I don't know. How? These are people that are educated, mind you. These are PhD. Ruben Abati has PhD, for crying out loud. He has. Is it peppering you that they are saying that the evil people are? Is it not a well-known fact? Why is he peppering you? I don't understand. I don't understand. Why is he peppering you? It's just unfortunate we don't have leaders. So I'm sorry. We don't have leaders in Nigeria, because this is something that the leader will take on and say, anybody who is found talking down, disrespecting any tribe, you go pay huge amount of money, make you feel up, or you go serve jail term. This is crazy. Or you go live for that place for 1 year. I'm telling you. You go live, they'll force you to go there and live, and go there and mingle with the people and get to know the people. This is ridiculous. We are going nowhere with this attitude. We are going nowhere with this attitude. There's not every tribe in Nigeria, everybody they act like, say, you will see some tribes, they want to act like saying that they're superior to the other one. We're not going to go anywhere with that. We will not. No matter how small you think a tribe is, you have to respect it. You have to respect them. On national TV, you come and embarrass yourself like this. Embarrass the entire nation. If not because women don't know their rights for Nigeria, they're supposed to march, go Arise News tomorrow, demand for Ruben resignation. The man don't take for news now. May go sit down for house. Maybe he get petrol station. He get retirement. Maybe you go and sit at home. Or Or he should be working behind the news. We don't need to see him on TV anymore. It's getting ridiculous. I don't want to play this thing before. I should say I know for your rest. I cannot your bother. You see they pepper me for body. We too I don't understand how. I don't know how we want to move forward for this country. Apart from this talk when we talk, I don't know how else to do it. I really don't know. How do we continue like this when we don't even respect each other? We can't even be happy. You can't even spend a moment to be happy and say, yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, I celebrate these people. Must you go and conjure something that happened in God knows what year? You have to bring it to national news and then insult and your own colleague as a woman on top of it. You don't buy market with this thing when you do so. I hope social media rips him apart. Seriously, I really hope so. Because that was not necessary at all. That was not necessary. It was not necessary. We can do better. Everybody when they, if you are there Twitter, any social media one of the Abemona call the guy out. Wanna call him out. And then moving on, right? This on Mark man, the first video when I play. Oh, yeah. Well, I hope that they can drag him as he claims they can. I really hope so. But if you ask me, I think he's just making mouth. I think he has no level in the party. I think he will be tossed aside. That's what's going to happen. I think in the coming days, they're going to be exposing him. That man does not have, I don't think he has any level in that APC party. For him to be, he doesn't even have access to Tinubu. He has to come and do a video, do set ring lights, do a video in the hopes that it will get to Tinubu. That's how unimportant Onokpasa is. That's how unimportant he is. And it feels like he has something to pull. Who will he be following to be doing that one? In APC, party that is owned by T-Pain. Oh my God. This guy rates himself. We will see what will unfold in the upcoming days. We will see. If they pen and say they hire Boala when they demote in the same day, they demote the man. Who they hear of Boala again? Boala don't enter house. Nobody they mention his name again. Yeah? So it just means say T-Pain come inside. They help T-Pain enter in the hopes that he will start dishing out appointments to them. That's what he thought. That they share them like gifts, like pancake. You take this, you take this. Such a shame. I know. I hear say Wike they apologize for the way when he take care. They said he was drunk receiving the Indian president Modi, and the disgust on Modi's face. I hear say Wike they beg, they apologize. You not hear that one? I'm telling you, if they blackmail T-Pain, don't say T-Pain not send them. T-Pain not send them at all. T-Pain did not send. Who is he in the large scheme of things? That guy does not have no hold, nothing. He doesn't have anything. So he thinks T-Pain will listen to him. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. He really thinks T-Pain will listen to him. God. We will see what will unfold in the upcoming days. Wike they cry, I say they apologize. So he say make a presidency forgive him for his sins, for behaving badly. How can you be drunk receiving another president from another? God, Nigeria don't fuck. You guys, we messed up. Oh, I'm sorry. Your representative is drunk. Hey. Oh. It was disgraceful, I'm telling you. Disgraceful. Or was it for Bianca? Why did they not allow Bianca do the work? It would have been better. Bianca would have, hey, he now wanted to do it. He now wanted to disgrace himself. It's just a shame. Honestly, it's a shame. You know, it's a real shame. I don't know. It's really sad that a whole representative from a country, you want to go and welcome another president, you are drunk. Me gbọ́rú. It's enough to sack Wike, like fire him. No, now they look back for that kind of one. You just fire him, go step down immediately. But will it happen in Nigeria? Bianca was there. Wow. Are you serious? Yeah. Make I see whether I go see the video. Bianca, Wike welcomes Modi. Make I see. I'm not to Nigeria. I see. Yeah. See 4-minute video. Make I bring them. Wow. Yeah. Okay, let me bring this here for us to see together. This is crazy. What a shame, though.
Don't match this. What you put up with? No, I'm not taking. Give your or you take contact. I will send you the video inside below for our meeting.
Sid's been thinking about getting dentures for a while.
Wow. Why did he didn't even have to. Bianca was there. She was meant to do all of that. Oh my God. How? What a shame. See as wicked they hustle the man. I don't understand. Bianca was there. He could have stayed clear, and that's that's a feminine touch there. That's what they needed there. Why did he was just imposing himself. You could tell his body language was off, everything. Mr. Obibueze, I beg, welcome, sir. Let me give you the opportunity to speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you once again.
Sure.
You see, I don't know, but can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Audible.
Yeah. You see, the issue with Abati is, for the past few days, I've been listening to you, and what you've been saying is exactly what happened there. So that please let us not make it about woman or man or whatever. It is not. You see what you've been shouting since last few days is exactly the picture they painted there. Because I listened to you, and I think I comment 1 or 2 times, right? When you were firing up about our traditional rulers, about our elders. Do you think it was anything different? This is the same way he will shout his maybe 40 or 35 years old son or daughter down if they come on his word like that. This is we.
Right. You're right.
This is where we are. The issue we have in Nigeria is that attitude. You see that attitude that man displayed on a national television. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. Nothing more. Nothing more. If somebody cannot stand up and say, hey, you are wrong. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they want us to do. I don't know why you think, communicating with somebody or working with somebody or, being with somebody at all is. This is the, I mean, you know me, I always speak about this because I know what I'm saying. Right from childhood, I resist this. I always go against this. Nobody comes my way in such a manner and I let it go. I know you can do with me whatever you want, but I always stand my ground to say, hey, I know what you're doing is wrong, but you can deal with me. That's it. Anybody who knows me knows from childhood. That's who I am. And that is the problem we are facing. I keep saying it. As long as we keep quiet when it doesn't concern us, we will continue to face exactly the same thing in the same manner or even worse.
Do you think, let me ask you a question, Mr. Obibueze, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that Ruben Abati, because the way it came up to me, like before, clearly they would have seen that video before they get on the show, right?
Yeah.
Where did he conjure? Because if somebody is sharing good news, for instance, now, if you're sharing good news with me, right? You are putting me in a happy mood as well because of your good news. I will not have anything else to say but to say, oh, Mr. Obibueze, I'm so happy for you. Wow, congratulations. And keep it moving. I'm not going to say, oh, By the way, this one that we're happy for Mr. Bibweze, but you know, there were times that Mr. Bibweze will say, you know, just say something negative that will throw
You
off.
see, don't struggle to put it that way. You see, if he allows that to sell through, which means all the fight they're fighting against the Igbos is for nothing.
So you believe that it was done, it was well orchestrated, it was done intentionally.
Okay. If you go back 2023, yeah,
wow.
Before the election, just close to the election and after the election, right? All these happenings in Lagos State, go and listen to Abati. Forget about some little buzzwords he used to deceive people, right? Go and listen to him. You will find out by yourself. In fact, everybody who watches television that are Nigeria, that stand for the truth, knows that it doesn't matter the tribe, knows that Abati, the only thing Abati will talk, right? The way it is in his heart is when it comes to bedroom matters. You see the expression of joy and everything. Any other than that, Abati will always stand. I don't know which I lost a adjective to qualify that, right? Abati will always stand with the rich, with the high places, the people of high places.
Highly placed people, yeah.
Yeah, if you are not among that bracket, right? Go. Okay, I tell you this, right? If anybody listening to me want to know who Abati is, right? You know the incident that happened in Delta, where the about 15 soldiers lost their lives, right? Go and listen to Abati, and you hear the anger in him that the soldiers should go in there and do whatever they want. Go and listen to that video.
In Okwama community.
Okwama community.
Wow.
Okay? Go and listen to that video. You will understand who Abati is. If it is not those things that keep them, the high people, keep them in their place, that their place is not threatened, right? If Abati see anything that is happening towards that, listen to him. Okay? Oji made a very huge mistake yesterday because she has the opportunity to say, Abati, stop. You cannot paint a whole tribe or group of people with one brush. You cannot.
Mr. Bibweze, I cannot say she made a mistake. You know why I cannot say that?
Yeah.
Nobody wakes up. You know, it's her job, right? And I'm just, you know, it's her job. She's not going to be thinking in her head that this asshole.
No. What I'm saying, yeah? You see, if that happens to an American journalist or a UK journalist, immediately, because they know the red line, Abati has crossed the red line, if we have to tell ourselves the truth.
Right. That's true.
Once you cross the red line, your colleague will stop you. Say, no, hold it. You can't say that here.
Because she made a comment. See,
no, that was today. She was saying it. That yesterday, it was okay with her. I watched it live.
Okay.
I watched it live.
What did she say afterwards? Did she clarify? Did she say we cannot use one paintbrush to paint the whole?
That was today. She said that. Yeah, she said that. She read it from a post. She read it from a post. That's when Abati went mad. You know, because I know he must have been, you know, reading posts from Instagram and all these places, and you know, he's highly tensed. Yeah, he's highly tensed.
Pressure on him.
Yeah, you know, and you calling for Nigerians to do this, it's not going to happen, because if Nigeria is a place, we don't need to tell Obaegbena to do the needful. Put him on the backstage. It's getting too far. Okay, put him on the backstage. It's getting too far. Even, you know where his anger came up, right? His anger came up from, there's two Igbo men he interviewed about Simon Ekpa, and they told him plain. Because, you know, for him, they should go and bring Simon Ekpa home and deal with him, right? But those Igbo men, one was a former police constable here in United Kingdom, right? He said, I'm speaking like a professional. I am afraid it will be difficult for Nigeria to get hands on Ekpa. One, their human rights record is not anything to write home about. And I keep saying it. Me personally, I want them to extradite him. If not for nothing, for him to see the carnages that happened in the Southeast. Okay? But guess what? I keep saying it right from time. They cannot, you see, any Nigerian that commits, it doesn't matter what offense, in a civilized society, will never be deported to Nigeria. Except they renditioned him like they did Nnamdi Kanu. Because their human rights record was so poor. That man told him, right? Are you gonna say, look at a court gave order for Nnamdi Kanu to change clothes? He said the worst crime, human rights abuse is somebody telling you what to wear. Do you understand that? So those things knock on his head. He couldn't talk when they were talking, but because they were hitting him with points. They were hitting him with points. So, including the contribution of Rufai, I was telling my friend when I was watching it, I said, "Oh my God, Rufai has gone down today. This man is angry. He never even busted against Oji when I was saying that to my friend. Okay, because you can see it in him. Those men watered him. So when Oji came on, they brought this, and the Rufai started to make this. I know, because Rufai went back to speak almost exactly what those men spoke.
Okay.
So he was not having it. I know he was boiling inside him. I tell you, if my friend was here now, he will be concurring what I'm saying to you now, because I can see it in his face. You can see it. He wasn't comfortable. He was so angry, like a matches, right? Oji came in with that, and the light lit him. So that is the problem. That is the problem. And it's when we're saying we want Nigeria to be good, we don't want Nigeria to break. We don't want this. But sometimes, if you look at yourself, you think, "Oh, am I just deceiving myself?" Because there's nothing that is happening that look like there's gonna be any change sooner. I don't know when. I don't know when. You see what happened today on national TV, and nobody shout about it. Nothing happens in another country. In this country I am, right? Big politicians would weigh in, because you know what that means. First of all, you made a howler, right? Yesterday, nothing happened. Today, you even did it in a bigger stage. No, and that is, you see, that is exactly what is wrong with Nigeria. There's no any other thing that is wrong with Nigeria. Sense of entitlement.
Yes.
That sense of entitlement, because I'm your elder, you have to listen to me. Even if I ask you to go into a fire, you have to listen to me, because I'm your elder.
Yes. Even
because I'm your traditional ruler.
Exactly.
That's why I told you the past few days. Listen, I'm just saying, hey, when is this woman coming on? Because the way you spoke about the traditional rulers and the elders, what they're doing, that is the fact. That is the reality. There's nothing more. Because, sometimes when few people are saying it, it's like, oh, what are you talking about? It's because, maybe because Igbos don't have the traditional rulers. I had you yesterday on, you challenge them, come up and tell me what they give you. Of what good has these people been to you? If you
Mr. Bigweze, your audio don't disappear. You know, you're right. What just played out between Oji and Ruben Abati is exactly what it is. I'm older than you.
That is the problem of Nigeria, you know, and that's why when you see something happen, the army will, if it's something that relates to the army, in fact, even if it doesn't relate to the army, you see them come out. Come on, they arrested Simon Ekpa. Was it supposed the army? Was it the army that's supposed to come out and speak?
No.
Where is our Minister of Internal Affairs or whatever?
Hey!
Is it the army? That's that sense of authority, I'm telling you. Because once they say that, they got, you see, when they speak, look at their face. They just want to, unalive somebody straight away.
I'm telling you. You see the video of the couple that they beat up because they overtook the car?
That's why I said, please don't make this if it is a woman or a man. Have you not heard Ruben shouted for Rufai? If you have not heard, I can search and bring it. You see, it's the same character, the same way.
You're right. You're right about that. Actually, you're right. Because there are people who are going to view it from that angle, whether we like it or not.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There are so many angles. Listen, there are so many angles. If you put his today character, it will fit into all of them.
Exactly.
He's a bully. He is a pure bully. I tell you, if he is in this country today, right? Oh my God, the court will be happy to receive him. I'm telling you, it's not even the person he did that will take him to court.
No, it will be a random person.
That's what we're talking about. And that's why, I come down to my VDM. That is why we need that guy so much. Because it might start from him, yeah?
Yes.
He will have disciples coming up. It might start from him. Other disciples will be coming up. And, God knows, we might have something serious from that angle.
I don't even want to project him because of the evil system we have, where when you start to say, they will not start targeting him. I don't even
we can project him, we cannot. Look, it is his calling. I can tell you that. How old do you think he is? And he's doing what he's doing.
That's true.
It is his calling. It's just like when we talk of Fela, what is the other lawyer, the radical one, Gani Fawe meet them,
Mm-hmm. You're right about that, because the guy is doing so much. It's crazy. He's doing so much. And I'm hoping that more people join him. I know he has an organization he's building, and he's also collecting money in his NGO to refurbish schools, to revamp schools, and all of that. Whoever needs to join him should join, because really and truly, this work is not for everybody. It's not for one person.
I say he will have more disciples soon. You will see. Yeah. I think he made a video where he made a video. No, what I mean by disciple, caught disciple. You don't see his welcome in Lagos.
Yeah, I saw.
You don't see it.
Even in Abuja. Yep.
And listen, I think Don Jazzy wants some celebrities to open their eyes, but they're not seeing. They're not seeing. They are not seeing. Even though he told him, if I'm doing something, I don't like broadcast, but that's why I said that guy, it is his calling.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even if you tell him, don't do this, and the spirit that directs him, tell him that is the right thing to do, he will do it. And you can't find a fault on that when he does it, because you can only see positive there.
Yes, exactly.
That's how I see it. You know, I might be
you're
wrong,
right.
but that's how I see it.
No, you're not wrong. You're right. Anytime you do whatever you want to do, right? Anytime that's a God within you, that chi, whatever they call it in your language, right? Within you, is pointing you in the direction you should go. And people are
Yeah.
telling you go this way. You follow that voice inside. You will always be 10 steps ahead. Facts. That is what that guy is working with.
No, I mean, I believe in that so
Fearless.
much, you know.
That's
I
why he
believe
does
in that
not
so much.
he doesn't fall for all this usual bullshit about, oh, this person is a big man, oh, I won't talk to this person. He will call out anybody regardless of who you are. The respect that honestly, I pray for him. Oh, he's one person I will waste my prayers on if there's anything like that. I pray anytime I think about him, I like, please let this guy continue to be empowered. We need more people like that. We need people who will speak to power.
No,
We need
God
people that will
God
be
is
able
sent him
to,
to us, and He will
yeah,
achieve His aim before anything. He will.
it's
I'm
fair.
telling you. You know,
Yeah, it's
it's
fair.
just like ordinary president. You know what I'm talking about. These people,
Yes,
you don't do this
yes,
thing. You don't send a message.
yes.
They don't do that because they love doing it.
No,
It is a call. You must
it's a
do it, whether
need.
you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. Even, yes, that's true. You're absolutely correct about that. That's exactly what's going on. No, yeah, you're right. Thank you so much, Mr. Big Boys. I really
No,
appreciate
no
you.
worries. I got to go now. Thank you. Yeah.
No
Yeah,
worries. Thank you so much
keep
for
the good
stopping
work.
by.
I listen. I like last 2 days. Please, please. I like that. You say last 2 days.
Yeah,
You said it all. And anybody who haven't listened to that, right? They need to go and listen to it. They need to. You know.
thank
I
you.
just put it on. Relax and listen because you just capture it's like they told you go and speak about it because that is your problem, you know. And they just
Yeah.
said it. Imagine what you said, right? If the
Mm,
traditional rulers are up to it, right?
mm.
For example, now this thing we're talking about unknown gunmen, the traditional rulers knows all the people that is in that locality. If
Absolutely. To
people
their
come
homes.
around, listen, if people come around in a village, new people come around in a village, the villagers will go and tell the Igwe that there's strange faces we are seeing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Growing up, listen, I was born and brought up in Kano, right? But every July, the big holiday, the 6-week holiday,
Mm-hmm.
I spend it in my village because they want me to understand the tradition and everything about the Igbo land.
Right. Do you still speak Hausa?
Of course.
Okay, good.
So all these things, right, is what growing up, if I see them, because I can see some children when we play, all of a sudden they go, when they see strange faces in the village, they say, hey, we need to disappear. We don't know who. You understand that?
Right.
So, and as we go, we talk to elders. Elders now communicated to the chief, and they set out, monitoring eyes. That is how it works before. That's how it works before, until they become politicians, until they start giving them money. Then the government don't pay them no money. Do you understand that? So that
Right.
is the problem. You have hit the nail. In fact, I said when I was listening to this, I was just so happy that somebody finally gets to the root of the whole problem. Because if these people stand up now, both insecurity, we go. At least let's say the government are not feeding us, but we are safe.
Thank you. No,
So
it's true. It's a fact.
we just let me end with this. You say what Abati said, right? Because I don't have to call him a doctor because a doctor can cure, not to kill. Okay? You say what Abati said. What you just said is probably exactly what happened to that man. Like you said, I'm not gonna sell you my ancestral home. It's not possible. If you want to say your own, it is your tradition to say your own. But my own tradition don't allow me to sell my traditional home. Okay?
Simple.
because that is where everybody who died in that compound is being buried.
Exactly.
Okay? So I don't know what they're saying, you know. And you remember when last, as 2022, 23, when I used to say it, people were saying Igbo don't sell land to all people. How many people are not of Igbo origin that goes to Igbo land? What are you going to look for there? The most thing that sent out people to other areas is government work. How many government, how many federal institutions is in the southeast? How are they going there? I am telling you today, people are in Edo State, people are in a Delta State, because those federal institutions, they're transferring them. Why are Delta people shouting, oh, everywhere you go about the oil, it's only the houses you see there? Why are they shouting that? And how many of them have houses there, if I may ask? How many of them? Let's be realistic. Akpabio come from Niger Delta. He said it because he know he's been the governor there. He's seen this, what do they call it? The documents of the lands people bought. He knows what he was saying. He knows what he was saying. He can come out with fact and evidence. Okay? So I keep telling people all these things are something they're saying for you to have something to hate the Igbos. Because if you have your money today, you go to Nnewi or you go to Onisha, you're going to get your land where it is a commercial area.
Exactly.
Okay? And
exactly. Even in my own side, you can't sell ancestral homes. So you can't sell ancestral land. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, their land is still there. There are still houses on top of it. There are people living there, but they're still there. If I go to the village now, I can go to my grandfather's house. I can say, yeah, that's my grandfather's house. If at all, I say, I don't see where to sit for this world. I go remember to go back to. So people don't sell. That's the problem with most of these Nigerian people speaking for national news. You have to understand the customs of people. Not everybody sells their ancestral homes. Everybody's not the same. Even in the West, even in the so-called Lagos, where there are people selling off their ancestral homes, right? There are also people from the West that do not sell their ancestral homes. There are also people from there that will say, no, that is my great-grandfather's house. We can't sell it. That land is not for sale. If you want to sell your own, you want to go and because you want to go to party or you want to jacka, whose fault is it? It was in bad taste. I wish Nigerians will really pile on Abati. That honestly, they need to pile on him. He never dressed rich. They need to pile on him to the point where he go cry. So honestly, he was in bad taste. Because when we're talking, I know it's intentional. I know that he's being paid to continue to create this hatred, but we have to stop it. We now have to be the ones to put an end to it. Sid, where you go? I want come to you. You can't jackpot. Come back, oh. Sid, I want to hear from you. Vico. Mr. Biboze.
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
All right, then. Thank you. Right. Yeah, right.
Kene. Kene say everyone is attacking. Everyone. Who is everyone? You can't me join. How many of us know they? No, call here, can't do like Abati. Don't play Abati for here. It's not everybody now. So one thing that Abati said, now everybody, come on now. That's what we're talking about. The customs and the traditions, right? We don't care about your politics. Is it me you are referring to? See me see trouble. Kene is taking out his anger on me. What did I do? Is it me? Is it me? Am I the one? It's annoying though, I have to say. It's very annoying. It was difficult for me to. I didn't want to watch the video because I don't like, they keep picking on one group. It's very annoying. It's becoming something else. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable, to be honest with you, because I don't deal with those issues here. I don't. So it doesn't make any sense to me, So can I come to the panel and come and speak, come and express your frustration? No be comment section.
Oga Kene, how are you?
See, welcome. What's happened now? You
yeah.
can't disappear.
No. I think my microphone was acting up. I just wanted to adjust it a
Okay.
bit.
Good to
Yeah.
have you,
I
my
mean,
brother. Welcome.
yeah, good to hear. But I was just like, my annoyance was like, number one, this same thing we're always talking about, where people that have a very wrong past, we come up and then they start bullying people in the workplace.
Exactly.
That's workplace bully. And then in the same breath, he's saying, oh, people should allow Atiku say his mind, that the government should not be telling him that. But that's what you just did. That's what you're just doing. Audrey came up to bring up an issue because her program, her own section is about things that are trending. And she looks at what is trending on Twitter. And if it is someday, she will say, oh, Rufai on fire, everybody's attacking you. Rufai will take it in good stride, explain himself. So
Exactly.
all he needed to do was to come up and say, okay, this is what I was trying to explain myself. But instead, he shuts it down, shuts her down, and threatens her. He said, if you come for, I will come after you. That thing is not, that thing is a serious, yeah?
He even went as far as saying, is it her own thoughts or something like that? Like
Yes,
she was not
because
trying to
because
personalize it.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
so
yeah,
annoying.
because I believe that it was brooding before the program. If you look at the introduction, when he normally
Right.
says or genetics, yeah, normally she would laugh, and then they would
Yeah.
have a bit of banter, and then she would introduce. But if you notice this time around, she was straight faced. She had poker face. So if
Right.
you watch it very well, she had poker face, because I believe that behind the background, she must have been expressing some of her views. That's why I say if it's your views. But the way he attacked her, she just maintained professionalism. Number one, because he's paid more than her. Number two, he is in charge of the program. You get me? He's the top guy there, or in charge of the program. So, you know what? She doesn't want to have any issues. She's doing her job and all that. So she maintains professionalism. She maintained her segment, but she said it so subtly that you cannot paint, because she mentioned that you cannot paint everybody in the same brush. And it goes to tell us, number one, the discussion, the talk from Akpabio did not warrant him to drive it through the lens of ethnic bigotry. It did not warrant that. Why
Exactly.
we're talking about the Igbos and it's about somebody's burial? There's a senator, an Igbo senator. They are talking about his entrepreneurial prowess and all that. And Akpabio is just trying to express himself, just like every politician would do and all that. He now drives it completely and this was the same issue that happened after the election this year in Lagos, where they started breaking out properties and destroying properties, and Igbo must go. So it means that Abati is fully immersed in this bigotry. And it's a shame, because you expect somebody like him that is well read, for some things to go off. But like I said, I think I told you people earlier on, Abati was not him that was joining to snatch ballot box when he was running for deputy governor of Ogun State with Kashimu. It's him now. So at the end of the day, the difference between Abati and MC Olomo, I think I appreciate MC Olomo more, because MC Olomo is an Agbero. So his own is Hoha. He's not going around the bed. So I can understand MC Olomo. He's not beating around the bush. You know who he is. But people that are disgraceful are people that should have gone to school, come back, but still behave like MC Olomo, but just with a PhD. That's just the difference. The difference is that he has a PhD, but the behavior is not different. This is a lady. You have ladies on this program, and I'm not just saying that, it has to be, I'm not bringing it to say, okay, we're dealing with male and female gender issues. No. She's a colleague at the workplace that you must respect the way. But I also agree with what the last speaker said. He has done this also to Rufai. He has done this same behavior to Rufai on the stage. He just shuts them down. So whenever he does that, they will now, they will now say, okay, you know what? Let me just maintain. But it's wrong. It's wrong behavior. He should actually apologize or step down from the program. If there's maximum pressure on him, I'm telling you, they will tell him to step down from the program. It's happening globally. When there's maximum pressure on this reporter, step down from the program.
I'm
The
telling you, they
behavior
should mount
is
pressure on him.
the
People
behavior is really, really wrong. Wrong
yes,
behavior.
yes.
You
We
can't
cannot.
just talk to a colleague at work, with disdain or disrespectfully. Like, and then not only say if it's your own thought. So even if it's her own thought, so she's not free to think. She's not free to think her own thoughts again. Then you now come after her. You say, I will come after, like a threat. That's a massive threat. Like it's just off. He was just off.
Because if to say na me, I for react, and my reaction wouldn't have been good because I for use all my emotions to react. Because that's a very, very touchy subject, number one. And again, hearing it on national news, because that's you're painting an entire group of people with a brush, right? Saying that they don't, when if this is the problem, most of these people do not travel around the length and breadth of Nigeria. They don't understand people's customs. They don't understand that there are people who don't sell their ancestral homes. That's what they don't understand. So they go around, they take one narrative of somebody who maybe tried to buy land from someone who trying to buy an ancestral home, and they say, no, we don't sell our ancestral homes. It's that simple. How does that translate to we don't sell land to outsiders?
I know. He just wanted to, he had an agenda, and he just wanted to see how he can push that agenda forward. That okay, or even Igbos, they don't sell their lands too. But like the same issue that happened in Kenya, where Ruto wanted to sell or mortgage the Kenyan people's ancestral land. They went on riots. They went on the street straight off and told Ruto, no. You are collecting IMF loans, but you can't collect IMF loans and mortgage our ancestral homes. You can't do that. Nobody does that anywhere in the world. Nobody.
Telling you.
So there is where is designated ancestral lands. There's where is designated, lands that the public can commercial lands that you can sell, especially in the heart of city. So if you go to Imo State, you go to Owerri, capital city, you will see properties and assets, lands to pick. If you go to any central city, whether it's Kano, you will see land there. But you cannot go to the heart of the villages to really get the land, because those ones, they're ancestral lands.
No, they're not going to sell to you. They're going to tell you we don't sell.
And even amongst Igbos, you cannot, if your ancestral land is in this community and you're not part of that community, they can't sell it to you. They only sell it to people in that kindred, people in that village. That like as if he's doing as if Nigerians, we are all stupid. We don't know the land laws. There are land laws in this country. There are land laws. So Abati is somebody that he tries to promote himself as if he's too well read. Meanwhile, he's just, sometimes I feel what he's doing is so cringy. When you just speak normal English, you'll be opening your mouth and doing as if, it's not even because of Abati we follow that arise. There are other competent people, even this girl.
They listen to Arise, and during I know they listen to Abati.
Now Rufai and Ayo, those intelligent people that see, when Ayo gives out analysis, this girl is so brilliant, smart lady, urge them. Even the Vimbai that is there, the South African, or I think South African lady, very smart woman people. And Arise is trying to freshen up the faces. I think they should do as quick as possible and fade these old guns out. Is it not the same Abati that said, oh, Abati was a press secretary now, was a spokesperson to Goodluck Jonathan in the presidential, this thing, was the spokesman or whatever, press secretary or whatever. Doing rubbish. When he came out, he said, oh, that he doesn't know what happens when you enter Aso Rock. Things just change. It's like a spirit that is, like I just look at him. Somebody that's supposed to be professional. You went there, you messed up. You now come out and be saying that there's a spirit that is controlling how people behave, that you don't know. It's like you are in a maze or something. So it tells of how warped these people's thinkings are. And that's the same typical thinking of the Nigerian politician. They know what has happened. They know that there are many aggrieved people, but you see, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. But the truth is that it will finally be on their head. All these things they are doing, finally, it will get to a critical point where it will now turn on them. I think Wike is now begging to see T-Pain. T-Pain will deal with him because he does not understand. He failed to understand the moment. Modi does not just travel anywhere. Modi is one of the top 5 presidents in the world. Top 5. Modi is in top 5. So, and Modi is the bridge. Modi is the person that bridges for the BRICS, and he also bridges for the G20. And him coming to see Tinubu, because Tinubu has been pushing to go into the BRICS arrangements so that he can borrow money. But South Africa has not agreed, and some other countries have not agreed. But he's using Naira Modi, to see how he can break into that. And it was through Modi suggested to the G20 to invite Tinubu to the G20 summit. Even though Tinubu is not supposed to be there. Nigeria is not supposed to be in the G20 summit. But Nigeria was invited to the G20 summit because Modi was pressing it from the back end. So that thing is vexing T-Pain. God, T-Pain won't borrow money. This guy is taking his drunken behavior, thinking that he's talking to Rivers people like he normally does. Or the way he behaves. Rascal behavior. Meanwhile, you don't know who you are dealing with. You are dealing with one of the top 5 presidents. You just look at this situation. That situation alone can stop T-Pain collecting any money. That situation alone they can tell T-Pain, don't worry, don't come again. Stay where you are.
Exactly.
That's why I mean I don't subscribe to T-Pain, but I'm just saying that on the presidential level, you get me, on the area of presidential level, that misbehavior should require a sack. So the truth is that Wike is on his last leg. You will see it now. If Fubara convinces T-Pain that don't worry, we are voting you here in 2027, Wike is gone. Straight up, he's gone. It doesn't waste time. It doesn't waste time. T-Pain is not here to play games. T-Pain is fully into his Lagos boys. So Wike is just there because of what happened in the election. And it's like Wike is taking it for granted. So you can't be drunk now. You can't be drunk and come and be talking to a top leader. Like, who does that? There's a reason why they put Bianca. There's a reason. There's a reason why she's there. You get me? They need professionalism. Somebody that when you see the person will talk to the president nicely, be smiling, and then you get what he wants. That's what they do.
Bianca to do that. That was Bianca's role. You see all that over-sabi that Wike was doing, which is ugly self. It was Bianca. That demure, that dominion that Bianca has, that feminine touch. That is what
That's the thing now. That's the thing. Don't you see how she was composed? the way she held her hands together. There is body language. There's everything is in that. When you are dealing with a professionalist, when you are dealing professionally, especially with diplomacy, it's not just, you don't carry somebody that is just a gutter person, a tout. No, you put the tout behind. You put
Opening the book, reading
the tout. You put your best foot forward. Yeah. That's what the man was annoyed, and his guys, they were not happy with the whole situation. Normally, is it not supposed to carry exercise book as big as that? Oh my God! Yeah. Carry exercise book they read because he cannot compose himself. All he needs, you don't need a book. You just need to welcome him. Welcome to the Republic of Nigeria. Welcome you and your entourage. Blah 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 blah. Then you start showing him the people that are greeting him, and the movement starts.
That book when they read to
I know. No, he wanted to give him the keys to Abuja. It's not something that a smart human being would have memorized. Memorize the key details. Memorize it. You know that this thing is going to happen. You memorize it. Now you carry exercise. Now exercise book then carry. Nigeria will hate it. I mean,
carry up, they look for lights.
Yeah. Carry textbook. They put microphone for mouth. I'm sure T-Pay don't vex. Look, this thing vex. They don't bring this guy to my presence at all. And they must. I know now. It's Modi that has told him that I don't need this guy around here. It's disgraceful now. It's high level disgrace. High level. How can you put that kind of person in charge of Abuja when you know that Abuja is the seat of government? That's where you have presidential visits. That's where you have people coming to, for their state visits. You need to put the best person forward. Somebody that has diplomatic way of speaking. You put your diplomats forward. Somebody that receive guests and all that. So if it was Trump, now we came for just show up like that. Trump go slap person now.
No, Trump,
oh my God. I mean, it shows, but I mean, at the end of the day, why am I even vexing? Tinubu cannot make the right decisions. So that's a Tinubu decision. So they are birds of the same feather. So even when Tinubu went to G20, look at what he was saying. Look at what he was saying. It was so disgraceful. You have one opportunity. They have opened the door for you to come and sit in G20 to communicate something. You are just doing anyhow, just talking anyhow, talking something that don't make sense. You just look at him and say, how is it that this person is the person representing Nigeria? No ideas, no clue. And the people will look at you and say, this guy, is it this person? I believe this person. Let's give you an opportunity to come and sit down. Let's see whether they will invite him next time. So it's just, I think Tinubu is paying because he's that kind of thing. He's losing a lot of weight, especially when somebody is drunk and coming to communicate. Welcome somewhere like Modi. Like seriously, even the welcome party was just you see that it was not very organized. It was not very organized. Like, it
wasn't organized at all. It was so disorganized.
It was so shabby. But that is Wike for you. That's Wike for you because it's the same thing Wike was doing to the Labour Party woman. All right, that is in charge of the senator for Abuja. The same behavior.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the way he talks to Ireti. Yeah, just disgrace. The same way Abati behave is the same way. That mindset in Nigeria needs to be corrected. Where we don't allow people, express themselves, or they have a different opinion or thought towards nation building. Is that
people who have better ideas? People who have and can do it better and can position themselves better. Look at, for instance, Bianca. If to say na person when he gets sense, he supposed front Bianca. He supposed front her. That's her opportunity. That is her role there. Why did you bring
Yeah.
her? Then when you say you use her color like village, like talk, like
I know.
forest bushman. You use her in the corner, come and stand. I know, please. It was really,
I know.
it was very
You see,
cringe, man.
you see all this in our society. You know, I expect that. Okay, look at when everybody attacked Akpabio. All right, that Akpabio. Why did you talk to the woman like that? I believe Akpabio's wife must have warned him. Say, go back to that Senate and apologize. You better go and apologize. You get me? I expected that about it today. He would have come and say, "Oh, I think there was a misunderstanding of what I was communicating." He's a media guy now. He should be able to be smart and sensible. That okay, let me clean it a bit. You know, I think people misunderstood what I was trying to communicate, and if people misunderstood me, I apologize. This is what I really wanted to say. Move on. But instead, he shouts on Orgy, shouts on anybody that doesn't care. Yeah, because really, does anything happen to all these people in Nigeria? Nothing really happens. You know, we'll talk till tomorrow. Nothing happens today. So it's very annoying to see that kind of behavior. Instead of him to polish it, clean it, you're a professional news person. You're a professional news person, but he didn't care. He just talk anyhow. He talk like he's on the street. So now, how does he encourage Orji to express her own views? That thing he did now is like telling Orji, you don't have any view here. If you have any view here, keep it inside your mouth. That's just what he did, and it's absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong. We see that in the Senate. The senators do that. A woman was saying, "Oh, we're trying to do national anthem when there's a lot of issues." What did they do? They shut her down straight up. They shut her down straight up. So you cannot be talking here. So it's a societal problem. It's a problem in society where it's a society that doesn't give opportunity to the girl child. It's a society that they don't care, very male dominated, and doesn't want any other body to speak. No, we can't continue like this. We have to give room for people to have a sense of belonging and express their views, whether you like it or not. When you
You
express
know,
your views, then the person with stronger views will win.
the funny thing is that, especially with what happened to Oji, first of all, the fact that subordinate position, the way they treat people, employees for Nigeria, is show
Yeah,
in the way
yeah,
Abati responded to Oji. The other thing
yeah,
is in
yeah.
the way the treatment of women, the silencing of women showed in the way they responded. The superiority mindset of some people in Nigeria, most people in Nigeria, to be honest, it showed during that show. The bad behavior and the mindset, the dilapidated, broken down mindset that Nigerians have, it showed all in one. In a few minutes, you could tell the state of the
Yeah, yeah,
nation
yeah.
by observing
Yeah.
those two interactions.
Yes,
You see a
truly.
group of people that are suppressed in the form of Orgy, because you could tell that when she was responding, she didn't. If it was here, for instance, if you say na me, I for not fit, I for not fit, they for fire me that day, me no, right?
No, if it was here, Orji knows that Oga boss syndrome will not work. If it was here, she would have given him back to back, and he would have either resigned because of the backlash, because the media house will be, no, you can't do that to a lady here. Say you have a co-presenter, and then the other person is basically shot. The backlash should have been so much that he will either do two things: he will apologize or resign. That's how the Me Too movement started. So but in Nigeria, you understand that the society is very yeah, and there are no consequences. All right,
Yes,
so it's
bad
not like
behavior.
there's no consequence to bad behavior. It's just do your own. So the problem is that there's no consequence to bad behavior. Even during the time of Peter Obi's election, every time Abati will be attacking Peter Obi as if, oh, your obedient people, they are rude, they are this.
I know. I
Meanwhile,
know.
that's not what's happening.
Yes.
So he always has a very wrong agenda. That is not, even when the man explains things correctly, he will still create a wrong agenda. So Abati has been displaying this for long. And why? Because number one, nobody is going to sack him. Right? Obebana will not sack him because of their political things. Instead, it's those ladies that have their jobs on the line. All right, those ladies, they have their jobs on the line. So when they are at this stage, except they have been able to build their own space, even for Rufai, sometimes the way Abati wants to shut him down, if not that the boy sometimes resist it, sometimes he resists it, and he's at least he has his own different businesses he does. I mean, the other time Rufai had an altercation with somebody on the road, all right, and it was videoed. When they brought it up to Rufai apologized. That's
Yes,
why
I
people
remember.
like Rufai, because he's
Yes.
objective. He's objective. We may not like everything he says, all right, but he's objective. He apologized. Okay, yes, look, my behavior that day was not right on the road and all that. He apologized. We move on, because that's what humans do. If you are not right all the time, but Abati wanted to prove he's right, and he's a defender of the Yoruba cause.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that's what he wants to prove. As
Yes.
defender of Yoruba cause, he's going to push this back. I'm not going to allow it. I'm not doing as if the Igbos are one special. No, let's push it down. Let's push it down.
Yes.
You know,
It's
to
obvious.
prove.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think if there's a maximum pressure on him, he should apologize for threatening Orji, because you can't threaten somebody that if it's your own thought, then I will know and I'll come for you. That's a threat. That's a direct threat. So what does the girl do? She keeps quiet, because she has a job to do. She's paid to give us trends, what is happening, trending, and she maturely managed the situation. And I give her kudos. I won't bring her down. She managed a situation that is globally looked at, because Abati did not understand that there are how many million eyes watching the program globally. It's not a local audience now, it's a global audience. And so Orji understood that this is a global audience, and it's best for me to say, okay, that's fine, let's move on. And she moves on to the next matter and just handles it correctly. But I knew that she was boiling, that she was not really very happy, but she just managed the program, moved on, and that's it. Meanwhile, Abati was on another level, and he needs to control himself. This is I think he has his third marriage. Maybe that's why the women just run away from him, if he has this kind
I
of
don't even know
personality.
how women today. That's why yesterday wasn't yesterday now 2 days ago. Nigerian women with marriage. It's
money
terrible.
now. It's money now. It's money. Let's not.
Terrible. That mindset.
I know.
You can't even talk to your husband. You can't say no, babe. We're not going to do that. Okay, we're not going to do that because I have children. I don't want them to suffer because of your own bad behavior. No woman can stop that one.
Yeah, you know why? Like I've said it, in the Nigerian society, it's very recently that women are now, getting good jobs. If you look at the ratio, getting good jobs, becoming CEOs of companies, and all that, being in the forefront, knowing that, okay, we can actually do this, we can actually lead in different areas of society. So we have not yet improved that, even in national life. In the House of Assembly that we don't have up to 5 women. in that whole House of Assembly. There are not more than 5 women in the Senate. If you go to House of Representatives, there may be more, but not too much. The quota, the percentage is very low because women cannot fight in the same. There's no equal playing ground for the women. Even the women that are there, don't they shut them down? They don't talk. Have you seen them talking? They don't talk. Anyone that wants to talk, they shut them down. Say, "Oh, you are talking as if you are in the motor park." I mean, you just so it's a national problem. So we need to, and I don't know how this happened because most of our fathers, they gave their daughters opportunities to become whatever they want to become, so that they can have a leverage in society. So this thing, so you see that majority of women do not have that financial capacity, and this is the truth. Majority of the girl child is not educated in the north. This is the truth. So when you have this large situation, I'm not saying that the girl child is not educated, get me right. I'm saying that there's a big number of women that have not been supported. So they are still economically disadvantaged. So when there's that economic disadvantage in the workplace, in different areas, then it's very, very challenging to even speak up. All right, you just say, okay, look, the man is the main provider, I go with it, you know. And there needs to be a new orientation for men in the workplace, how to engage with women. Like now, you're running a program, all right, you run your TV and all that. We come up here, we have to also be respectful that, okay, this is Omeye's program, and we respect, you have your views, we have our views, people have their banters. It gets heated sometimes, but we respect people's views and respect the host of the program. And it doesn't matter whether the host is male or female, but she's doing a great job. Now that's it. So we need to start changing that mindset a lot, even in our various traditional areas. You hardly see a woman that's a traditional ruler. You hardly see that. All right. So there are many, many aspects of our society.
They have a female traditional ruler in Yoruba land. There is a female
Yeah.
traditional.
But there's one in Igbo land too, I think Onisha. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's not predominant. How many
But
the top?
on the subject, can I say something really quickly, right?
Yeah.
On the subject of I hear what you said about women, have not somewhat been provided the opportunity and all of that. Here's what I have noticed as a woman, observation in Nigeria. Women are the greatest enemies of women in Nigeria. Why do I say this? When a woman has the opportunity to thrive and become better, let's say she has an opportunity to get into a space that was not, really really given to a woman. Instead of those women to bring up other women to come into those spaces and even expand and be bigger than them, guess what happens? Those same women become the enemies of the women that they prevent them from coming up. The only people they're going to bring up are people who suck up to them, people who lick their boots, people who will be like slaves to them, people who there's nothing. That is what the women. In fact, if you're a woman and you're trying to thrive professionally in Nigeria, it becomes difficult. They form cliques. Some of these women will form cliques. If you don't belong in the clique, you can't come in. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody to get in. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the women are their own greater enemies, right? And even let's say a man now decides, okay, I'm going to pull this woman up and put her in this position because I feel like she's capable of doing it. What do other women do? They will become enemies.
They gang up on her.
They will gang up on her and look for ways to pull her down, right? So here's the problem. For me, the problem in Nigeria is that a lot of these women, and funny enough, you would expect that because they're exposed and have the education and have the opportunity to be outside of the country, of their own immediate environment, right? And have the opportunity to see how things are done, they will be able to bring that in and use it to, develop a lot of these women and make them pace setters. They don't. Now, what do they do? Most of them, they go, okay, you want to marry, you marry one man. Then all the women that are around you, you start to suspect all of them that let them not come and collect husband from my hand. I kid you not. Look, there's somebody I used to know who was not that I knew her directly. When she happened to get a position, I think she was talking about a story of her becoming a CEO. Guess what? Before she became, she had to. It was like a theater orchestration to tell her husband that she has been promoted and she's going to get a job.
I know.
She's going to be a CEO. She had to involve her in-laws, involve the man's family.
Yeah, because some men have a small mind mentality. They don't
do you
have
understand?
a problem.
So small mind mentality plus the women themselves preventing other women from becoming. For instance, as a woman, you're going to see other women that have talent. You will see it. Instead of you to encourage that talent, to
encourage it, because they feel threatened. They feel threatened. Yeah.
Exactly. Open the doors for them. Let them, fly. Let them fly. As you're encouraging them, you're also telling them that, look, as I'm giving you this opportunity, this is pay forward. I want you to pay forward to 10 women. Do you understand? Like a challenge. So you have to make sure that you're reaching out to 10 women that are capable, not just 10 women because they are from your tribe or because they are your best friend. No, they have to be able to prove that they can do the job. That is the problem in Nigeria.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you very much on that.
We've had women in top positions in Nigeria. We have had women in top positions. We cannot say we have not had. We have had. Now the question is, what role did those women play in ensuring that they also empower younger women coming up? That's the question.
I think if you go deeply researching it, you see that most of the top ladies that have been leaders in various aspects of Nigerian society, most of them have actually done deep work. It's just that it's not really mentioned. You can see that they've actually created opportunities.
We're not talking about the work.
No, they've created opportunities. No, that's what I'm saying. They've created opportunities.
If they created opportunities, I'm telling you, you will have people from their own immediate circle of influence taking over their positions and even doing better. You have more women at that top level. What happens? Okay, they create opportunities for women, maybe in villages, school, educate them, and then everybody just moves on with their life, right? But in their own immediate circle where they have that influence, okay? What about
how many have they brought in through?
How many women have they really pulled up and say, okay, these are the women coming behind me, and they're going to get these positions. They'll be able to put.
Now let me tell you why sometimes it's not happening. Let me tell you why sometimes it's not happening. Because in a very male-dominated space, those women are not even given the chance to create the process.
No, Sid, I'm sorry. I disagree with you. I am saying you have a position as a woman. You have influence in that position, okay? You occupy a position, so you have influence in that position. You have also influence amongst your peers. They could be men, they could be. All you have to do is, hey, these are the people I want to be in this position. I want to give these people.
For example, you are right. For example,
in
like
that position, the men cannot shut it down because you already occupy that position already. You are there, so you are now an influence. Like, you know what? Okay, you want to bring men in. I need you to bring. If you're bringing 5 men, I need 5 women. If you're bringing 5 men, I need to see 5 women. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the women are not playing enough of those roles, so that when they leave, there will be. You have like proteges coming after you that would even surpass what you are doing. That is why we have a problem in Nigeria. This is part of the problem. Because the women who have the capacity to do some of these things and put things in place, right? They are down there. They are not given opportunities. They are down there, or most of them are outside of the country. So they don't have those opportunities to really correct some of these things that are going on. I'm telling you facts. It doesn't make any sense. For for instance, okay, you have women as senators, for instance. Now, I'm curious to know, Madam Ireti and Natasha Akpoti, how many of these women from the other side are they stretching their arms to get good people and show them the rope on how to come on board? I'm curious. I would really like to interview Natasha Akpoti and Ireti and find out how what does it entail?
but so that's what I'm saying. Those women now you have called, they are battling to even put their two legs on the ground. Don't you see how they are treated? They are battling to.
The reason why they are battling to put their two legs on the ground is because the women who came before them, right, did not provide enough opportunities to have enough number of women
I
on
agree with
that
you.
floor
But you see,
to shake. That's just what it is. So
but you see, if we
we
create
cannot
more,
honestly
so
say that men have not
this is
had
what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. If men now be intentional and say, let's create more opportunities, so that you don't just have trickle, you have more. Okay, look at what's happening. I've looked at the TV station, look at channels, look at TVC, and look at Arise. If you see Arise creates more opportunities for ladies to come in and present and give their views, not just talk on women things, but really talk on political issues. They've brought a lot to the fore. Other channels don't do it. And you can see the difference. You can actually see the difference that, oh, actually, we have very intelligent women that have different kinds of ideas. And it's try. Look at Arise. From everywhere you see that they create more. I think they create more opportunities than even channels. In channels, who are the women? You only see maybe Maupe. Who else again? You can't even see one or two. You go to TVC, they just keep them in one thing called the voice or something. That's where you stay. So, but if you see Arise has given us more opportunities to see a variety of ladies that are intelligent, brilliant, and can bring great ideas. They are not afraid to do that. So, if you do that more, you see greater strength for ladies to come up through the ranks. But if you have only one or two, you will not see that volume of movement. So there must be that proactiveness of creating volume so that people can rise more.
That excuse that you just gave now about arising, why is he doing it? Right? He's doing it because he's open-minded to it and he sees the benefit of it. That's somebody who really wants to make a difference. Obiagbena, right? He really wants to make a difference. You can tell. But the different, even the lady that's presenting with OG right now is not even Nigerian. She's only married to a Nigerian, right? I don't even know where she's from, right? But she's not Nigerian.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that girl that faced the Minister of Works when they were doing the Coastal Road and said, "Oh, you have not done this." That's also an Arise News.
That's what I'm saying.
So he allows his ladies to thrive.
That's right. That's because he's open-minded to it, and because of that, he allows smart women who have their own mindset, who know how to express themselves, and are able to speak on a variety of issues and concerns politically. Right now, what is going to happen is that those women will have to bring in other women and because that would encourage more women to say, okay, you know what, let's flood Arise News. So you're going to see the chances that you're going to see more women coming up if the women on that Arise News are proactive in ensuring that they ensure that women keep coming in. And clearly it looks like that's the case because we had OG, we had Essie, right? Essie is not there. We haven't seen her for a while. Maybe she's on vacation. You have somebody else that has replaced that. You have other people in different segments in Arise News that are doing it. So clearly they are doing something correctly in Arise News. The reason why that is because
and I'm not saying that we should just be skewed only to women. We have to have the best people to do the best job.
That's not the point. No, let's not.
I know.
Let's not make that argument. That's not even the point. I'm talking, and it's not even journalism I'm focusing on. Where you are able to effect change and make laws is very important for women because the women are the ones suffering the most. The reason why the Senate is skewed, right, is because the women that had the opportunities while they were there did not do enough of work to pull other women up so they can get positions in the Senate. What happens is some of
Yes,
these women
yes,
act
yes.
like queen bees. They want to be the only woman so that they can play the emotional card. They can play the emotional
But the
blackmail.
position in the Senate, wait, see, but the position in the Senate is an elected position, so it is
Yeah,
very difficult. It's
yeah,
very difficult in terms of how do you maneuver the elect when it's supposed to be in your own constituency, how to get
yeah.
elected. That's
That's where
always
you
very
like.
challenging.
That's no. It's not that challenging. That's where you start to if we really take this thing seriously, you guys will begin to see what I mean. The women that have been in Senate, for instance, right? It is their duty to start grassroots, talking to women, saying the importance of
Yeah.
representation in the Senate, find those who are vocal in the community, help them to bring them up. Like, maybe they are trying to run for community leadership, for instance. You
Yeah,
support them,
yeah, yeah,
let
yeah,
them
yeah,
win their community,
yeah,
right? And have a
yeah.
voice. From there, you see the way they are working. You preach, you go back to them again. You say, I like really what you're doing. Come and do representative for your community, for your local government. You know, you
Exactly.
know, go and
I
represent.
think you're right in that aspect.
Do you understand? That's what I mean. I'm not saying are there women, there's some women who help women, of course, but they're not doing it enough. It's not active, it's not proactive. There's no somebody like Iretina, if not for her last name, Ireti Kingibe, do you think that she would have she fought when she was they did an
No
interview,
chance.
interview
Yeah,
where she was explaining how she fought, and because of her upbringing, the way her
no
bro- her,
chance.
her parents brought, yeah, like never to give up and always fight for what you believe. How many women, and I'm not saying that there are no women who don't have that upbringing. I certainly
Yeah,
had,
yeah. It will
right?
be very
But
difficult.
it's you
Very
understand what I'm saying.
difficult. Yeah.
So women have to be proactive now, especially in Nigeria, to make sure that they are pulling other women up a bed. Because we need more. Let me tell you, when you have a certain percentage of women, and I'm not saying women that have been bad, that have bad rap, like the likes of Betty Edu, and those ones, they are not playing.
Betty Edu
I'm
there.
talking about people who really are out to help and serve the people. If you have a certain percentage of
Yeah.
them in the House and the Senate, I'm telling you, things will change. It will change
Of
because
course,
there's
now. Of
a,
course.
there's a balance that
I
women
need to
bring.
run. I need to run now.
No
I need to
problem.
run.
Thank
I'm back. I need to run.
you. Yeah, no, I appreciate. Thank you so much, Sid.
Thank you very much
Enjoy the rest
for the
of
opportunity.
your weekend. Yeah. Thank
No worries. You too. You too.
All right then. Kenny, you say women create opportunities for other women, but the society, not enough. I'm sorry. I hear that argument. Like with the society is rigged. Yes, I agree. The society is rigged when the women are silent and they choose they actually hold on to that silence. That's why it is rigged. If the women start to use their voice and shout, you know how many women, there are few women who come out and are bold and are shouting. The system is rigged, but they're able to come out and shout. They are not more than two or three. So if more women come out and add their voice, you know what that will do? So yeah, I agree that the system is rigged against women in Nigeria, right? But the women too have to find their voice. It is the oppressed that will find a voice to push against the oppressor. We all know this now. If you have been oppressed, you think your oppressor is going to one day decide, okay, I don't want to oppress you anymore. I kind of have a heart now. It's not going to grow a heart overnight. You have to push back. And Nigerian women, unfortunately, are not doing that. They are not. You know, the women doing great in a system are in silos where there is some semblance of fair. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right? I grew up in UNN in the 80s, and women were exactly, they were heading departments, right? Offices back there, no VC yet. No, there was what's it? Alele Williams. Alele Williams was the vice chancellor of Uniben. I remember because my dad used to like say, oh, you can be like Alele Williams. He used to always use her as an example in the house. Alele Williams was VC. I don't know, I can't remember what year now, but she was VC in Uniben. Brilliant woman, you know. So exactly. So how did that change from the 80s? We should have more women in those positions. We should have more women stepping up. That across the country. It shouldn't be in a particular, community. It should be seen spreading across the nation. Can you imagine? We had more women across the country. Go across the country. No, you won't see enough women. You won't. It's almost like they are shrinking away. Exactly. They are token appointments. That's true. 1 out of 100. And it's usually maybe their husband is somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Look at women now saying that they should bring the wife of Uba. That's how they make women. I don't know the kind of woman Uba's wife is. So if not better woman, I thought not mind, but I don't know. Yeah, but why are there no decent women in NAFDAC now? And not to downplay the work of Dora Akuyili, because she's one of the people that I really, really respect and appreciate. Even in her death, may she continue to rest in peace. She's one woman that I really, really appreciate, and she's top there for me. She's top, right? But why is NAFDAC the way it is now? I know, okay, yeah, you can say, okay, politics played into it and all of that. But why the noise? You see that passion with which she worked and the pushback that she gave a lot of people. Why did we not get more women like that? Maybe not exactly like her in those types of positions. So I'm not saying that she did not do anything. That's not what I'm saying. No. I'm just saying is perhaps maybe attention was not paid as it should in that area. That's all I'm saying. That's true. That's another argument. That's true. You're right about that. But it also takes the thousands of women to come out and express their grievance and say, no, president, you cannot hire a man over us. We will not agree. We will not agree. I remember when they wanted to pass the bill then during Jonathan's time of man marrying man, woman marrying a woman. Women rose up and marched. Okay? And something was done. So if the president has said, okay, I want to impose the power of a group of people coming out and saying, no, we're not going to agree. I don't know, Shao, this is just my take. Or maybe I don't know, but I just feel something needs to be done. We cannot continue to be afraid forever. Women need to do better in their positions. Stop hating on the other women coming up. If a woman is smarter than you, accept that she's smarter. Let her in. Because she will make it better for you. I don't understand though. All this unnecessary, jealousy, envy. I've seen it with women in Nigeria. That's it. Exactly. A woman stood tall in Abia election. Absolutely. Right? Exactly. So imagine we had more women. How come it was only one region that a woman stood tall and said no? What happened to the other women? This is what I'm talking about. There were not many women. Most of them, the professors that were in positions, they were men that sold their souls, sold their generations out for millions of naira. It took only one woman in Abia to turn the tears of the Aba people to joy. I beg you. If you know, you teach another person when no. Now that the problem will be there for Nigeria, no collaborative effort, no collaboration at all. Everybody just did their corner, just they do their thing, they go. No, it's supposed to stretch around. Everybody go there, you say, how you can do it for here? Okay, I go try and do the same thing for here. No. That one will not get any power, no hold. That one not get hold now. Not be VDM. It took VDM to shake up to call them out about certain NAFDAC numbers they were not giving to people for them to wake up. Even there, except you don't even feel an impact like that. The office don't turn to office of if you pay money, they will not. They will let you slide. People are selling all kinds of things, So I don't know. It's a problem generally. It's a mindset problem. There's so much work to be done. The mindset needs to change. I think that women should learn to put their differences aside, and just help to elevate each other. There's really no need for the jealousy, to be honest. If a woman is better than you in what you want to do, give it to her. If you want to learn from her. Everybody's not the same. Be humble enough to be unwilling to change. If something is not working, I'll be willing to say, you know what, you know it better than me. I want to try what you know, right? I want to do it the way you do it. It's simple. Somebody is doing something that you like to do and you see how good they are. There's nothing wrong in learning from them. There's nothing wrong. I don't get it. In countries like this, for instance, now, they will be looking talent hunt everywhere. They see how good you are. They said they'll be looking. They don't even need to like you. They don't need to like you as long as you're going to make the entire country good. That's what they're concerned about. Because if you come out, they're going to say America, America. That's what they care about. But Nigeria will not be like that. Eh? Nigeria, when you see a person better pass you, maybe come from another region, you will sit down on top of that. You don't want to make the person pass you. Do you know how many times promotion? I never got one in Nigeria. Not one. Eh? And then the hatred, my goodness, for no reason. I cannot forget my experiences in Nigeria. I can't. And the insults, just because you're a woman and you seem to have some sense in your head, people will get threatened. They don't even want you near them. They are afraid that you will collect their boyfriend or collect their husband. Even here, I've experienced it with a Nigerian. Doing a career that I was interested in, I met her randomly. And she was the one that opened her mouth and told me what she was doing. I was like, oh my God, this is an area I'm interested in. Oh, send me an email. I sent her email. Let's enter voicemail. After she don't brag to me, oh, my husband is this, me, I'm this. We have a problem. Who was she afraid of? That I will come and take her position? Hell no. There's enough room in the sky for everybody to fly. So it's something that I've witnessed firsthand. That's why I say it the way I say it. Again, I don't know it all. I'm sure there are women who are doing the best they can and know these things and are trying. I don't take that away. I can't be 100%, right? This is just, I'm speaking from my own point of view. It's an opinion, right? So I just need us to do better as women. Just do better. There's no, you're not going to gain anything by being envious or jealous of someone else. As long as it works for everybody and it's something that's going to help other people thrive, why not? Why not? You can't have all the answers. It's not possible. You cannot. 7 female directors. Okay, that means 7 ways to siphon money now. That's what are we doing with 7 female directors? Why? You understand? What do you mean? I don't understand. Can you beg break this one down for me? I don't get it. What argument are you talking about? It's like saying why Igbo's not in position of authority. What do you mean? How does that correlate with what I'm saying now? Please help me understand. For me, I don't understand that one. You just dey talk wetin you don experience, wetin I don see. So how that one take enter the conversation? People. Okay. Okay. I'm still waiting for that explanation. Anyway, I think I call the wrap this thing up a bit. I'm kind of I don't dey tire. Anyway, we cannot do better. At the end of the day, all of us everybody needs to do better. Especially like people, they say we want new Nigeria, we want a better country. We all need to do better. Because the country no go good by itself. Now the people need to improve, and it starts by at least calling out our bad behavior. Hopefully we can do better. Okay. when I come hard on women because of my own experience. Other people will have a different experience, and they might have their experience may be totally valid. But in all, we cannot do better, because if we were doing better, it would be reflecting in the society. That's just the truth. If we were doing better by each other, we go to see them. We go to see them for society. We go to see the improvement. Just like when Dora Akinyuli was there, NAFDAC, people used to be afraid. You cannot, who born you to go sell fake drugs? A lot of people were not happy with her. All those people that used to sell fake paracetamol, fake drug, and all that, they were not happy. They used to abuse her. They used to quarrel. They used to, but she did not stop. She was like, nah, not on my watch. Okay? So we cannot do better. If we do better, the system will work. The system will work. We need to be unraveling this thing that has held us bound. It don't make sense. And the truth be say, we not feel leave for another person to come fight for us. Now we go make sure we bring the solution. Nobody. So we must talk as e be. If one not they do well, we talk until something gives. We cannot fold our hand. Look at how jaga the whole thing is. Imagine a whole minister of a federation. You go welcome a president from another country. You are drunk. You are reading from textbook like a chemistry textbook, a biochemistry textbook. You know, so you go read that thing when the man dey come. What do they do for the entire day? So embarrassing. Well, that's true. The system is certainly rigged. That's very true. Imagine now. People were arguing about Tinubu's son coming out for governor. That man will win. People should not bother. No, his opponents should go and sit down. The guy will win. Nothing will happen. Heaven will not fall. It's not in Nigeria. People will keep quiet. It's a milocon. It's the turn of the sun. So that's what we are going to see. So anything they happen, that 4 years go reach now. 2027, you go say make him pikin come run for president. And I go shock. Hey, na real fight o. Honestly, not be overnight. We can't be won overnight. Now small. And again, I just want to encourage us. If we see where something no good, the person talk, as this talk when Ruben talk, now when he set the whole place on fire, people need to put headache. They need to pile on them. We have to get used to when you come for one, you come for all. We dey do am with outsiders. Why we not be doing within ourselves? If person talk something wey no make sense, everybody go pile on am. It's simple. You understand? That's me. That's where me am. That's my stand. Instead make everybody just keep quiet. The ones wey want talk good, the ones wey they want support go support. They have enough support. But those of us that know that these things are wrong, it's not if they do anything that is outside, we need to pile on them. Let them know. We can't be keeping quiet again and just say, no, we got to be fighting for each other because we are all we've got to. That's just the truth. Nobody is coming to save us from anywhere. There's no whatever coming from somewhere, from the sky to come and it's not going to happen. We got to fight for each other. Now go leave am. People are go enjoy the rest of our weekend. Saturday, be Friday night. Kene, thank you very much. See, thank you for being on the panel. Mr. Obibweze, thank you so much. Misty was here earlier. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Chibike, thank you. Anana John. I won't say Sean John, but SH John. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you all. Did I miss anybody? I hope not. No, I didn't miss anyone. Awesome. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. We'll go talk now. Aluta continua. We continue the conversation. We don't get choice. We do not have a choice but to continue to talk and talk and talk. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of the night and a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.